5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's up, all you crazy capitalists, you witty whiskey enthusiasts? Welcome to the Whiskey Capitalist Podcast. I'm Ian.
I'm Van.
And we have Van from Movies MERICA sitting in for Shawn while he is sitting on a beach with an umbrella drink out in Mexico for his vacation. So we'll be talking about Star Wars and Marvel tonight because Shawn hates it. So, you know, this is our time. So go to solo.to/thewhiskeycapitalist to find all of our links and ways to stay up to date with us. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, follow, and comment down below. It helps out with that algorithm. Also, check out bit.ly/thewhiskeycapitalist merch for our fully stacked merch store, and check out at Movies MERICA because, you know, just do it. Do it. All right. So today we are going to be talking about obviously the Darrell Brooks trial with the sovereign citizen bullshit, and the verdict just came out, which I'm kind of mad that I slept through because I was up late last night and I slept through it, and I went on Twitter and I'm like, what? Fuck. God damn it.
I should have woke you up, man. I should have like, hey, it's Christmas early, Ian. It's Christmas.
Oh, dude.
Down the stairs like a 7-year-old, hopped up on Christmas cookies. Get ready to celebrate. Yes.
I would have sat there with eggnog. And so no,
Irish,
so we're gonna
Irish eggnog, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So we're gonna be talking about that and that whole drama and bullshit. I also have some funny YouTube comment section shit that happened between me and someone, which is kind of funny. Got into some beef, but we're also going to be talking about Katy Perry and the Pfizer face situation. Alex Stein and the city of Dallas changing their rules. There also was some Alex Stein stuff that happened with protesters, which I thought was fucking great. Brittany Griner messing with Mother Russia, right? And I do want to say before we go through all this stuff, Movies has been prepared for this live stream. He is stoked. He sent me some topics, and so I am excited that that he's on the ball today because I woke up late. I have a headache. This is not me. So everyone say thank you to Movies.
Failing to prepare is preparing to fail.
Yeah,
that's what it says on that picture I have hung up right over there. Yeah.
Oh, really? You have like the inspirational quotes? Okay.
I don't live in a dentist's office. my corporate pictures.
Some more things we might get to. So Marlon Wayans, cancel culture. I'm not too familiar on that, so that's going to be you. Or at least bringing it up to me. And then also the Meghan Markle being objectified, which that's funny. All right, cool. So we're also going to be talking about Marvel and Star Wars and not really going through all the movies, but just kind of our feeling of where the universe is headed at this point. But with all of that, let me get back my intro text so I'm not acting like an idiot. If there's anything else specific you'd like us to talk about, or anything that we, forgot about, don't know, just let us know in the comments and we will bring it up. But with that, here's our intro, guys.
Who else in the level crowd say yeah?
Look at that big, juicy booty.
Hot like a tamale.
Be offended.
Do you love black people? Do you grow?
You know the thing.
Here, next.
Don't be rude.
You ain't black.
Shawn Cav.
You're going to have a flame coming out of your butthole.
Heartfelt.
A man and a woman.
Oh, so goddamn good every time.
I always love that big juicy booty.
Yeah, exactly. No, butthole. That's that one right there. It's hilarious. What's going on, Trevor? Nice to see you back in the comments. Let's see real quick. We still have Movies MERICA up here. I think we had it going on the whole time for the intro, which is funny.
It's got it going on. It should be up there. It's got it going on.
All right. So so we can start off with, what did we have over here? What was the first thing that was on
Darrell
those lists?
Brooks, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah. Let's talk some Darrell Brooks, because that guy is a fucking dumbass.
Yeah. My God.
Okay. So to everyone out there that doesn't understand what's going on with the Darrell Brooks trial. So Darrell Brooks is the guy who drove the red Ford Escape through the Christmas parade in Waukesha last November. He murdered, and I don't have to say allegedly anymore because verdict. So he murdered 5 grannies and 1 child, and then injured 60 more people. He had 76 charges. I mean, that's a little ridiculous. And then, the grannies that he wasn't like just mowing down the grandma section of the Christmas parade. They were dancing in the parade. So it was like the dancing grannies or whatever. So, just an all around, shit person. And then he drove off and then tried to say it wasn't him, ran off, tried to escape. And then then the news, because he's a black dude and they don't want to, propagate this, black people do anything bad, in the news. They were saying that it was the SUV that ran people over. Like it was fucking nice. Where's Fort Brooks? And then also, damn it. It was like, the SUV ran people over like it was fucking maximum overdrive or some shit. Like all the cars and everything's coming to life. And then maybe a couple of months ago, they were doing the preliminary hearings, and he said that he didn't that he wanted to represent himself.
Like he got rid of his legal team, or he had originally had a legal team, right? Like designated legal team, and he's like, nah, you guys know too much. You have too much knowledge. I know everything. I'm going to defend myself.
Yeah, he had public defenders. Like they helped him pick the jury. They went through all the discovery trial and the evidentiary phase and everything like that. Did all that stuff. I'm not a lawyer, obviously, but like I watch a lot of fucking the lawyer channels. So like I've learned a lot of things about about that whole world and stuff. So it's like it's funny to like watch a bunch of it and then see this dude just fucking shit the bed, dude. It's pretty hilarious because he's kind of a dumbass. But
well, Ian, that professional legal team didn't have quality signs like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. They must have missed he must have missed a class. They must have missed a class at Harvard Law where you have to write out a sign.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Fucking dumbass.
Yeah.
Okay, so then the trial has just been ridiculous because he is a sovereign citizen, right? So, which if you don't know what a sovereign citizen is, go watch some of that trial. That's what it is. They say that they basically, let me see. You know what? I'm going to look this up so I don't get this wrong. What are your takes on it while I'm looking all this up?
Yeah, I mean, the way that he decided to defend himself fits right in with his MO, with with everything that I hear about this guy.
Yeah,
I mean, let's not act like this is the first offense he's ever done. Let's not act like Darrell was like, oh yeah, he was not a model citizen. He wasn't like the deacon of his church, and the little league coach. And he baked cookies for grandmas and whatnot. And all of a sudden, one day, he just snapped and said, I'm going to run over a parade full of grannies and a bunch of little kids. And I'm just going to go shit crazy. Like, no, this guy was a piece of shit. You look at his rap sheet. The guy should have never even been out to even commit this. And so, the fact that, he decided to defend himself fit right in there with that. But I think, like, that's one of the biggest things that pisses me off about this is that this didn't need to happen.
Yeah,
he was out on bail on $1,000 bail, and that's the only reason he had the opportunity to come out here and mow these people down. So and snuff out.
It's that system where it's like, obviously, there are people. The whole point of the prison system and all that is obviously to jail offenders and do all that. But there are people that should be rehabilitated and brought back into society because some people just make dumb fucking decisions, and if you're in jail and you don't stop doing drugs, then maybe it clears your mind up. I don't know.
I think reformation went right out the window with this guy a long time ago. So
one of his things, I don't know if you how much of the trial did you watch?
To be honest with you, I only watched the closing arguments. I didn't really get that invested in. Not that I wasn't interested. It's just from what I heard about the way this guy was conducting himself, how he was acting, and how much patience the judge had to have. I'm like, she has more patience than I do. I have a choice. I don't have to watch. I don't want to watch it. I just want to see the closing arguments because I figured that that's when the funniest shit would go down, right? Exactly. The classic hijinks would go down. So I did see that part. Yeah.
Well, I was watching. Well, Rekieta didn't cover it too much because there was a lot of the he was getting banned and all that stuff during it. So he was going on Rumble and doing a couple of things, but he watched a little bit of it. There were a good couple other channels that I was watching that were covering it, and like I watched maybe the last week and a half of it, and I didn't realize how bad it was. Like everyone's like, "Oh yeah, he's ridiculous," and all this. Probably the same stuff you heard. Yeah. And then I started watching it, and I'm like, dude, like I don't know, man. Like he was like a child. Like when you tell a child something, and I mean, we're both childless. I'm guessing, right?
Oh,
no kids.
Yep. So from an English bulldog, but not really a kid.
That's about it for me. No, but like, so it's not speaking from experience, but like I was an older brother, so I remember when my little brother and my little sister were kids. They were kids. We're all kids. We all understand how that is, and when a kid argues something or like says something, it's just to talk. It's just they say the same thing over and over and over again, and it's like, this guy, like it got funny at the end. Like I don't know if you were watching, or if you were watching the whole day with the closing arguments and all that stuff, but he was like, subject matter jurisdiction, like trying to be funny, and it's like, oh my god,
he was like I'm just going to throw out a bunch of big words to me out there, and hopefully that'll razzle dazzle the judge. Like he thought the judge was like, I'm ready to send this guy to life in prison, and he thought, like, I'm just going to have to come up with like these magical words. And these magical words, I'm going to utter these magical words, and the judge is going to be like, so we are going to wait, what'd you say?
Like it's like,
did you say those words?
Focus.
Oh yeah, exactly. Okay, you're free to go. You said the right words, like whatever.
So this right here is, so a sovereign citizen is what he was saying. So I brought up the definition right here. So it's an individual who believes he is above the law and that he only has to answer to his own interpretations of the law. So go on YouTube, look up sovereign citizens, look up usually what it is it's when you're getting pulled over by a cop or whatever, and like, I don't have to show you my license, this is fuck, there's so many weird like little things that they have that they say. It's like admiralty court and fucking I'm this is a vessel, it's not a motor vehicle. It's fucking stupid.
Right.
So the sovereign citizen movement refers to a group of people who see themselves as answerable only to the laws as they interpret them, not as they are written. Members of the sovereign citizen movement include everyone from litigants and tax protesters to those who promote financial schemes. They do not believe they are subject to the same governmental status that govern the rest of the country. The sovereign citizen movement does not even recognize U.S. currency as real money. This is because they believe the U.S. government and the laws it creates is illegitimate, and as such, they reject most forms of taxation. The Federal Bureau of Investigations refers to some sovereign citizens as domestic terrorists. In fact, in surveys that were conducted in 2014 and 2015, law enforcement officials believe that terrorist acts by sovereign citizens were of a higher risk than that proposed by neo-Nazis, militants, and racists. I mean, there are some things in there where, yes, the government is not amazing, but so I agree to a point. But at the same time, it's like, there's still laws, dickhead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how did Terry Nichols and Timothy McVeigh, why aren't they living now? I mean, they declared themselves as sovereign citizens. I mean, what kind of government do we have where they don't respect the right to, destroy a whole building, to bomb an entire Oklahoma City building and go, hey, but I was a sovereign citizen when I did that. So, I mean, what kind of day and age do we live in?
Yeah, it's a little ridiculous, to the point where he was saying, like, every time that I know you heard it a couple of times, watching the closing arguments and whatever, but I'm not kidding you. Every single time throughout that case that they would say Darrell Brooks, and he's representing himself. He has no legal counsel. He has no anything. Sovereign citizen flat earthers. Yeah, those are probably the most annoying people. But yeah, no, every single time someone would refer to him as Darrell Brooks, he would, or Darrell E. Brooks, or Darrell E. Brooks Jr., or any form of that name, Mr. Brooks, he would say, I do not consent to being called that name. Yeah,
exactly.
Like it. Okay, what name, jackass? Like, what do you? And so, the judge would be like, noted for the record, but,
he's just trying to make it as difficult as possible. I mean, he just reminded me of, like, if you let a 14-year-old in junior high argue a case about, like, hey, we should be able to have pizza for school lunches every day.
Yeah.
And the people, like the adults in the room would just let this 14-year-old Trevor, we're going to call him Trevor, just let him go. Just let him fight his case and argue his case forever, right? Basically what Darrell Brooks sounded like is exactly what 14-year-old Trevor in junior high fighting for pizza every day at school lunch would sound like. He's going to go as long as you let him go.
Yeah. Well, we can't do pizza every day, but why can't we?
Why can't we? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and by the way, I don't recognize the name Trevor.
Yeah, exactly. And just do everything to distract and deflect from the actual situation at hand.
Right.
So one of the things, and I said subject matter jurisdiction because that's the way you say it, but yes, grounds. I say subject matter jurisdiction because that's the correct way you say it. The way he said is subject matter jurisdiction. Jurisdiction.
I think jurisdiction is something you're supposed to contact your doctor about if it lasts for more over 3 hours. Jurisdiction.
Yeah, exactly. Is that one of the things like at the bottom of like a medical like a new pill or whatever? It's like the fine print.
Side effects may include anal bleeding
and subject matter jurisdiction. No, he was and I got into it with someone about that. Not really like got into it, but someone was saying that we can make fun of Darrell Brooks without making fun of AAVE. And I was like,
oh yeah,
what the fuck is that?
I had to look. I saw that. I had to look that up. Like, what? I had a feeling there was like some overly technical term for like bubonics or whatever the fuck they call it. Ebonics, yeah.
Yeah, and it's African American vernacular English. And I was like, oh, so you mean they don't know how to speak?
Right.
Okay, I understand someone from another country coming here and they have an accent and they'd say English weird. Just like we would, if we went over to another country, we would speak fucking Swahili weird or French weird or whatever the fuck. But like someone that's born here, that's just weird to me. That doesn't make sense. And I was like, no, that's it sounds ignorant to me. I don't care who the fuck you are.
Yeah. Like you can come up with as many acronyms as you want. It still doesn't excuse that you're butchering the English language.
Yeah.
Like respect yourself and respect others by speaking proper English. I get it. Like if you're doing a rap song or you're hanging with your boys and you want to talk a certain way, that kind of thing. You know, I get that. Like, you know what? I'm white boy Roy. I don't.
Yeah, exactly. Like, exactly, Trevor. Like there were so many things about that. Like it was subject matter jurisdiction. It was acts, which I've heard that a million times. That's been a joke forever. There instead when he would object, he would say objection relevancy, not relevance, relevancy. Right? And his objections were ridiculous. He would object and say hearsay when the prosecution was asking the witness, "What did you see?" That's not hearsay, dumbass. Like that's what they experienced. It's not like what they heard from someone else.
What preparation H did you granolify with the absenteeism ballot of the Excelsior riboflavin?
Dude, it was so bad. So fucking bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it was wholly frustrating, but completely entertaining. Like and you know, one of the frustrating parts about it was definitely the judge. I mean, obviously him, but the judge how she dealt with him, which at first I was like, what the fuck? Like this, like just fucking, he has ankle shocking bracelets around, like, you know what I mean? Like he had like, it wasn't just shackles. They were shackles. Shackles.
That's what I'd be doing the whole time. Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. I was hoping like, just do it. Just fucking do it. And like, don't waste everyone's time by taking him over into the thing. Just shock him and his fucking head will hit the thing. And then I don't know, maybe he'll knock something loose.
Right.
And but then I sat back and I was like, no, because obviously if this guy's being this much of a fucking shitbag right now, he's obviously going to try to appeal, and he's obviously going to try and, you know, say not a fair, you know, whatever. So I think what she was doing is she was being extra patient and being extra explanatory without giving him legal advice, without doing any of those things she's not allowed to do. I think she was basically just being like, I'm trying to save an appeal, or I'm trying to save the necessity for a, you know, baseless appeal that come up. So any appellate court or anyone that's going to come up later, they're going to be like, dude, no.
Right. Yeah. Avoid a mistrial. That's another probably reason that she was doing it too. So, I mean, because I didn't know about that either at first. At first I was like, what the hell? Like, why are you putting up with all this shit? Like, drop the fucking anvil on this douchebag. All right. This is your court. Last time I checked, like, you know what? Don't let him get away with this. And then I started hearing some other commentary from people that are more in the know on the legal side than myself, which is pretty much everybody. And they were like, well, okay, she's trying to be patient because she doesn't want to give him any reason, any kind of ammunition to use in an appellate court or for a mistrial.
Yeah.
And even the DA said that, okay, yeah, the DA said, okay, yeah, it's aggravating. Or she didn't say that, but you could tell she was getting aggravated. But she also said to the judge, like, I understand why you're being as patient as you are, and the DA would know that. The DA would know, like, okay, yeah, she's trying to avoid any landmines that would totally like she didn't want the court or the trial to go OJ, right? Because I'm sure like OJ, the LA prosecutors, they were like, oh, this case is in the bag, man. All we gotta do is show up and breathe, and we're gonna nail this motherfucker, right? And then slowly but surely, they started screwing things up more and more and more. Next thing you know, OJ's walking the door free, man. So yeah, you have to watch what you're doing here. And so, but yeah, that was the duality of what I was thinking. One part of me was like, just drop the anvil, like nail this fucker. And then the other part was like, okay, but show some restraint and some patience. This guy's gonna, get his, he's gonna get his butt buddy in his jail cell eventually.
His prison wallet's gonna be full.
Oh yes, the sisters are gonna love him.
Yeah, and one of the things that I thought was interesting too. So, like, did you see the whole part where he was trying to show it was when the defense's case, so his case, like, so he was calling witnesses, and when he had his ex-girlfriend up there, did you see any of? I didn't
see that. No.
So he was that was kind of the crazy thing too, is that since he's defending himself and he's the one who murdered people in this fucking community, he was asking them questions and he was cross-examining them.
Sure.
Which is, that's a shitty position to be in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, profound, man. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like, just looking at it from, seeing the forest for the trees, like that's a weird situation to be in. And
only in the American legal system. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Which, I mean, hey, like there was someone that I kind of got into like that same guy who was talking about the AAVE or whatever, talking to him on Twitter. And like, dude, I think that there was someone else who jumped in and said something about like, being able to represent himself, it shouldn't be able to happen. And I'm like, no, that should still be a right. You should still be able to do that.
Sure.
But this should be a lesson to people that do that for this high charge of a case. You know what I mean? I can't fucking talk right now, but it should be a lesson like, hey, dude, like you need help.
Yeah. Right.
This was like just a study in fucking arrogance and stupidity.
Oh yeah.
And, but because she was called as a prosecution witness, but then he also called her to ask her more questions when it was his turn, and he called her up and started bringing up which he didn't introduce the evidence in the during discovery or anything like that. He brought up pictures of his grandchild. So I guess their kid together had a kid, right? Yep. So because they have like an 18-year-old kid together, and I'm like, Jesus. And so he's already muddied the gene pill.
Thank God this guy's procreating. Thank God.
Yeah, we need more of him.
Yes.
And so he had pictures sent to him, and he had the pictures in court, and the judge is like, nope, send the jury out. We this is not happening. We need to talk about this. And so they had this back and forth talking about whether or not he was able to have those pictures put into evidence and have the jury see those pictures.
Sure.
And he was like, I got them from her, blah, blah, blah. And so the judge is all, where is your proof of that? Do you have the letter with her name on it, or signed on it, or sent to you, or any proof of this? And so it's going, obviously going back and forth and blah, blah, blah. And he's not fucking, I don't understand, blah, blah. It's well, because you're dumb.
Right.
And then the prosecution was like, you know what? Our feeling on this is this should not be into evidence, because the way that we feel, because we have access to the jail phone records. He's not talked to Erica, I think is her name. He's not talked to Erica once this whole time. And now, but he's talked to his mother every single day. So we think what happened is his mom sent us his mom sent him those pictures and is trying to say, all this stuff. And then he's trying to use it as like a,
Sympathy.
Exactly. And basically trying to say that she's a bad mom. Like, because, she's saying these things and, to you guys, but then also she's sending his picture. So she's kind of being this flip-floppy thing. So she's being a bad mom. And if he really wants to open the door on that situation, then he's opening the door to his past, which we've already said like is inadmissible. We're not going to talk about this. There's been a ruling that we're not talking about his past convictions or anything like that to sully any more, of his character. And if he does that and he's bringing up his past, then we will, and trying to say that she's a bad mother and discount this witness, then what we are, we have to do is bring up the fact that he doesn't have, he doesn't live with any of his children. Like any of the 3 children that he has, he doesn't live with any of them. So he's trying to say that she's a bad mom. Well, he's not. He's a bad dad, and and we're gonna have to do that. And if we really want to bring up that, then we'll bring up the fact that he impregnated Erica when she was 17 years old, and he in Nevada is convicted as a sex offender.
Sure. Yep.
So I mean, that's not really gonna be good for him in prison.
You want to open up that Pandora's box?
Yeah,
I don't think you want to. Yeah,
because someone in prison is going to open up his Pandora's box
with no Vaseline, like Ice Cube says. So yeah,
exactly. Like I don't think prisoners like the sex offenders too much. I think so. I don't know. So, but his verdict was read, and let me see. We might not watch the whole thing, but I have a little video. It says the most bizarre moments in the Darrell Brooks trial. I'm waiting.
There are a lot of them.
Yeah, exactly. So let's wait. God, I fucking hate ads. Let me see. All right.
Those feminine hygiene ones. That's probably the ones you're seeing, right?
You know what? There's so many goddamn like feminine like period commercials and like all this stuff. It's like, dude, why don't we have like gross stuff for dudes?
Mm-hmm.
We need to do that. That's going to be a Til Death Podcast Network thing. We're going to make commercials.
Right. Yeah. The grossest thing I see about, and it's not really even gross. It's like, it's kind of a practical thing, is like Manscaped, right? Or fresh balls, like keeping your balls clean or keeping them trimmed and whatnot.
Yeah.
And when you're a dude, you're not grossed out by it. You're like, well, yeah, it's just something that have to be done.
Yeah, exactly.
I gotta go trim my bushes outside. Gotta take my weed whacker. Now I gotta take my weed whacker to my fucking, my afro that I have down on my butts, my balls.
But you only really do that because you want a chick to see your fucking ding dong.
The majesty of your member.
Yeah, but if you're not trying to get late, then you don't really care. You know what I mean? Like, so we're only doing that for them too.
Yeah. So that's why I'm the only one doing it in this conversation right there. I'm getting down there. I'm like getting the wax and the manscaping and whatnot, and little spritz.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. See, me and Shawn are both married, so like they have to already. Yeah. Like it's in the contract.
It probably looks like my neighbor's garage. It has like fishing poles like laying all around and shit, and an old rusty fucking like rider mower. And
no, it's the side of the shed with the vines and then just growing all. That's what it is. That's what it is. And you're like, what? Why is there a possum?
A once proud civilization of cock, and now it's
a raccoon just jumps out.
Right?
You're like, God damn it!
Rabid cat.
Let's see real quick.
To represent yourself in this case, sir, you will not have attorneys assisting you. If I let them withdraw, they're gone from this case. Do you understand that?
I think I would probably be better served representing myself.
Right next to him.
The state of Wisconsin.
To that meme, this is where he knew he fucked up.
When keeping it real goes wrong.
Its case against Darrell Brooks. He's accused of killing 6
people. Judge is fine.
At the Waukesha.
Yeah, but she sounds like the female fucking Peter Griffin. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that she isn't attractive, but
Peter Griffin.
But it's her voice. Like her voice is not,
Last year. Now we are going to look first.
Okay, I don't.
I'm Anjanette Levy, and welcome
Shut up,
to
Anjanette Levy.
To the laws of the times. Several more than 6 driving his car jammed word for him.
Okay, I just want to see the spicy parts of the trial.
You say that in the question before?
Yes.
And were those both in the same leg?
Objection, leading.
Sorry,
Yes.
overruled. If we,
Yeah, this was fucking hilarious part of it. So obviously that dude, he doesn't speak English well, so he had a translator up there. So it's like he's getting asked questions and it has to get translated by this guy, and then Dingleberry fucking Brooks over here is objecting to every fucking thing.
Oh, God, clusterfuck from hell.
Yeah, so it has to like go through 8 people before he's like, okay, you can answer the question, and then
like fucking spider web.
Yeah, I don't remember what the question was.
just wait when there's an objection. I'm overruling it. It's relevant.
The only one wearing a mask, by the way.
Right. And then he takes it off for like an hour at a time and then puts it back on. Yeah.
And the jury will disregard the additional commentary made by Mr. Brooks at this time.
Judicial misconduct at its finest.
And which leg was that, sir?
Objection, accent answered.
Accent answered? What?
Accent answered, yeah.
Yeah, he's an accent.
Yeah.
He's Hispanic.
It's that new wood chopping show on Discovery Channel. Axed and answered.
Objection, leading.
Overruled.
Grounds.
Grounds.
Yes.
Just one?
You hear him?
Yeah.
Tiny? I see what
Oh,
you're
yeah.
doing.
So when did Drew Carey become a Spanish translator?
Commentary. You called this witness. I'm going to take a break right now and excuse the jury and this witness.
That's not fair to the jury. They have a right to hear
Jury.
What you talking about, man? You're putting down a black man. What the hell? You got your boot on a black man's throat. What the hell?
Yeah.
Come on,
man, that's not fair to the jury. To the jewelry?
Yeah, the jewelry. Jewelry. Like I got my gold chain.
We ain't
I got my pinky
about
ring.
bling here.
Jury, yeah. By the way, jury. Judge, you fine. What the hell?
I can see here that you fix the trial because you don't want to tell the truth to the jury.
Mr. Brooks, please
Jury?
stop.
No, ain't no please.
You are
nothing.
being disruptive.
Ain't
You
no
are being
please, nothing.
disrespectful.
You always
The
gonna
witness
find
may
some
step
reason to
down.
say somebody's being
Yo,
disruptive.
peep this, Judge. Why don't you take that robe off and then sit down? It's time to go to work.
Mr. Brooks,
You
I'm
said that, and
advising
did you
you
say that she zipped it up? Just thought, I hear you.
You dirty man.
Illinois versus Allen,
Okay,
sir.
but the fourth option that you made up, that's not even in the
Did
law.
you made it?
Mr.
Because you
Brooks,
can't do that.
I need
You
to
can't
make
do
a
that.
ruling.
You can't do
I
that.
need to make
You
a
know you
finding.
can't.
All right, I'm going to excuse everyone. Mr. Brooks is being removed from the
This was
courtroom.
the whole
Continue in the neighboring
trial.
God.
Sure, he has his objection
What
signed.
the hell?
So
It's like a mom like negotiating like with a child in the middle of a toy store that's throwing a fucking fit. Like,
Yeah, he was
Ugh.
an absolute like piece of shit. Not only for what he did to get him in this position, but the you know what I mean? It's like
mhm.
he's such a shit right now. People are forgetting why he's there. It like they're just like, dude, he sucks in court.
Right.
It's like, oh, why is he in court? Oh,
Right.
because he murdered people.
Yes, exactly. I hope they play this footage like in prison for the other prisoners.
Uh-huh.
Like they have them there all in the lunchroom, and then have like this footage you're showing like up on the TV for all the other prisoners to see. So all prisoners can be like, "Fuck that motherfucker! That's annoying me!" Like I just, there he is.
Shit, I'm
Go
so
rape
shut
him.
up.
Go get him.
Yeah.
Let's punish him.
Fucking spit in his ass. Fucking no, like, dude, it's just dude, I can't do it. Like every time I'd have to like I almost like couldn't watch just the trial. I had to have someone else like over it commentating.
Right.
Because like I had to have someone else be like agree with the frustration that I had. You know
Oh,
what I
yeah.
mean?
You bet.
Because
Like
if not, I
therapy.
was just by myself, just like
Yeah. But yeah, believe me, you were not the only one feeling that aggravation. You know,
Yeah,
you were in
everyone
good
across
company.
America.
Everyone was.
Let me see. All right.
Direct examination by the state of Detective Carpenter. I would like you to come back to this courtroom. Are you willing to conduct yourself consistently with the decorum and respect inherent
in the concepts of courts and judicial proceedings.
I didn't do anything to be held in contempt in the first place.
So are you willing to abide?
I did not expect that kind of response from him. Wow, I'm utterly shocked.
Attention to SCR chapter.
I thought he'd be like, yeah, that's my bad. I'll be good. I'll be in there.
Yeah, man, I fucked up.
Yep, I fucked up. I'm sorry.
Held in contempt.
He wasn't held in contempt.
No,
So why have I been held in contempt?
I didn't hold you in contempt, sir. You are simply in a different courtroom based upon your disruptive behavior.
It's just so annoying because obviously he understands certain things, but then he feigns this.
Put my findings on
You
the
know,
record, sir, and the record stands.
You know, she's good. I'm assuming she's probably married, right? She like be a perfect wife because she'd be so patient. Like if you're like her husband and you were like being a complete ass, she'd be so patient with you.
With
either
courtesy
that
and decorum.
or it would be annoying because she knew how to argue. And you're all
to do that, sir.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to argue.
Yeah. You're gonna flip that burger, honey, aren't you? No, I'm not gonna flip that burger.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
I'm gonna have to put you in the other courtroom there, honey, because you won't flip that burger. Okay.
Dude, okay, what I thought was great is because he was saying because they have him in the other courtroom, which you know, because through technology, whatever, they're able to do that. So she wasn't holding him in contempt. She was saying he forfeited his right because of his conduct to be able to be present in front of the jury, but he was still able to be a part of the proceedings.
Time out.
Exactly, because he was defending his case, and so if he was held in contempt, that means he would be going to jail, like just like a defense lawyer who was talking about shit, whatever, they hold him in contempt, he would go and sit in the cell. So she didn't want to do that because that would postpone the trial more and cost the taxpayers more, whatever.
Yeah.
So she wasn't holding him in contempt. She was allowing him to still be a part of the case, but just be in another courtroom.
Right.
And so they had the video set up, they had audio set up, they had everything. He said he was hard of hearing in one ear, so they gave him headphones. And then, of course, like he takes the headphones off and then complains about not hearing. It's like, hey, jackass, that's why we gave you fucking
headphones. Put them on, dum-dum. Yeah.
Yeah. But then he would say that he couldn't hear, but then respond to certain things. And it's like, can you?
Yeah.
And then, and so he was saying that he couldn't hear anything that she was saying, or, how do I know what you're saying? Like, why are we just going to move on? Like, I don't even know what you said. Why are you asking me questions? Like asking me all this, blah, blah. And so what she did is she had the bailiff that was in the courtroom come up and testify on behalf of just the court, not on either side, and then had the clerk of court come up and testify. And so she asked the bailiff, she said, can you hear everything, blah, blah, blah. And he said, yeah, it's 3 times louder in that courtroom than it is in here.
Right.
And then she had the clerk of court come up and show a picture that he took of his phone that has a decibel meter on it. Then they tested the decibel meter in that courtroom and then the other courtroom.
Oh my God.
And so she was just like, you're wrong. And so it was just so great. I was like, yes.
Oh my
awesome.
God. Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good for us because it's interesting for us. It's fascinating for us to see like how this guy's being a complete fuck up that he is.
Yeah.
It's entertaining looking back at it, but at the same time, it's got to be so aggravating for this judge. I mean, much respect.
She's got fucking alcohol in that fucking mug.
Oh, hell yeah.
Mug. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mad Dog 2020 up in that right there. I tell you. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. She's going to go home to her husband and be like, I need a good fuck right now. Like,
right.
You know what I mean? Like, I need to get this out. Like, I'm begging you tonight.
I have so much tension. You need to fuck me until I'm like a water balloon.
yeah, exactly. No, I thought it was I thought it was a very interesting case for sure. Obviously because, and a lot of the shit was talking about what he did leading up to the, running over the grannies and everything. Like how he got in a fight with his ex-girlfriend and punched her. And there was all this stuff that went on. And then that's why he drove down, was trying to get away or whatever. It's like, you didn't have to drive into the parade.
Right. I have a hard time believing it was just that motivated him. I mean, because like with all the vitriol, all the shit that we see about, white supremacy is after you, and black people are being killed left and right. People are jumping out of bed in the morning, just eager as hell to kill black people. I guarantee it that had at least a percentage to do with it. Maybe the fight with his girlfriend, set him off. Like that was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
And whatnot. But I think because I mean, it seems like everybody's on edge right now, and it doesn't take as much to set everybody off. Because I remember seeing stories like this 5, 10, 15 years ago, as often as we're seeing it right now.
Yeah, it just. All right, hold on one second. Have you seen his music video?
Oh, he's got a video. I haven't seen it.
Oh, dude, he's a rapper. You didn't know this?
Oh, dude.
He's a rapper.
Not so. Fuck.
Oh, God damn it. Okay, I'm trying to find the original one.
Of course he is. Of course he's a rapper.
Where? Okay, hold on.
MC Grounds in the house.
Hold on. There we go. I'm trying to find the original video. No. Okay, here. I guess we're just gonna have to go with the Telegraph. Here we go. Let's see. That car looks familiar, doesn't it?
It does. Looks in better condition in that video than it does now.
Yeah, I know. There's like a grandma's hoodie stuck in it.
Yeah. Oh, we got the Uzi. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Oh, sorry. The Mac 10. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Watch out. Okay. And so this one I think is hilarious. Hold on.
Business.
What's the business?
Jumping off the chain like what's the business? I'ma pull up with the yay like what's the business? Eating lunch with the blood like what's the business? AR double drum like what's the business? 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 What's the business?
Jesus. I don't fucking understand why
what
rap.
The hell?
Like, hey, I like some rap. I will totally, but to say that is like the new, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why it's so.
Well, I'm shaking my head, because I mean, I love rap, man. I dig rap and whatnot, but I'm shaking my head because it's so surreal that we've got this guy that snuffed out 6 lives, and we could look back and he's got rap videos that we can watch. I mean, just imagine like back in the early 1980s.
Yeah.
And we can see like videos of Ted Bundy and he's doing folk music.
Yeah, exactly. He has like a rock
car,
band.
strumming a guitar. He's got a rock band or something like that, and so I'll be your friend. I'm Ted Bundy. Listen to my tunes. And by the way, I just killed a whole bunch of sorority girls. And
Have you watched the Andrew Schultz is the comedian?
Oh yeah, yep, I do. Yep.
Have you seen his Ted Bundy? His take on Ted Bundy?
I have not. No.
Oh my god, dude! He said something to the effects. He said something to the effects of, all right, you know what? I might have to find it because I'm probably gonna butcher it. Hold on.
Please do.
Andrew Schultz.
Last time I saw him, he was on your mom's house.
Yeah. Well, he has his own podcast. Do you know that?
Yeah, I did see
Flagrant
that,
or whatever. Yeah. Might be one of the funniest fucking things. Let me see.
Oh man, ladies, why are you so obsessed with the serial killer shit?
Okay, hold on. I mean, his jokes are great because he's like Dave Chappelle type where he just talks shit. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, right. You don't give a fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, all right, well, if we're gonna talk about this, we're gonna talk about the whole thing.
Oh man, ladies, why are you so obsessed with the serial killer shit? Oh, because the guy's hot. This is good that you said that. I'm really glad you brought up Ted Bundy because I asked my girl to play a serial killer thing and we watched 2 together. The first one we watched, I turned off because it was the female serial killer, Eileen Wuornos. You know her? killed 3 people, which is like some affirmative action bullshit. 3 people. You're not a serial killer. That's a DUI, sweetheart. Give it a rest. We call them broccoli. 3 people. Mother Teresa.
The rookie numbers.
Okay. Sit down. Next one she put on was Ted Bundy. And he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. He's the greatest serial killer of all time. It's undeniable. And I'll tell you why. It's not because he killed 50 women. That's easy. Anybody could do that. I could kill 50 women with a pair of Lululemon pants. That's lightweight. Hey, they're giving out free Lulus in the alley. Yeah. Just fucking. I play Whack-A-Megan for 30 minutes. I got 50 bodies.
I play Whack-A-Megan.
Come on. The reason he's so prolific is because he killed 50 women driving a tan Volkswagen Beetle. I'm going to say that again because that is impressive. He killed 50 women driving a tan Volkswagen Beetle. Okay? Some of y'all drive Teslas, can't get no pussy, dorks. The doors open by themselves, never a woman's legs, huh, you losers? My car's electric, so's your fleshlight, virgin. Shut the fuck up about it. I'm watching this documentary. I'm like, yo, thank God this motherfucker didn't drive a Porsche, bro.
Oh, fuck yeah.
We might not have any women left in America. Are you kidding me? Only reason I finished the documentary is because I need to know the pickup line he was using to get these women into a tan Volkswagen Beetle. That's a valuable line. I might have a son one day, and I'm going to give him that shit instead of a car. I get to the point of the documentary where they share the line. I will tell you guys the line tonight if you want me to tell you. Okay.
This pickup line will kill.
Ladies, please control your pussies when I say this shit. Please. This line is, do a Kegel, just lock your shit up. Okay? I want y'all soaking up and sliding off your fucking seats. Okay, this is a problem. He would walk out of the worst car ever made. Walk up to a woman he's never met in his life. And he'd go, excuse me, miss. My car broke down. Do you think you could help me fix it?
So good.
Oh my God, yeah.
So good.
That's like pussy catnip right there, man.
Disgusting. The way he's taking advantage of their kindness and goodwill. What I felt burning inside of me was, these chicks deserve to die. Okay? They had it coming. Can you fix my car? Ladies, you can't fix a car. You can't park a car. How the fuck are you going to fix the car? It's 1970. I don't even think you were working yet. You definitely were mechanics.
Oh, Mr. Goodwrench, right?
Yeah.
Craziest part of that whole documentary they barely even touch on, and that is, of all the women that Bundy fucked and killed, there was actually one woman that he fucked, didn't kill, kept fucking. And this chick gotta be walking around now like, damn. This pussy amazing, y'all. This shit, wow. He killed you, bitches? That's crazy. That's so different. That's so different. He made me breakfast. He made you dead, bitch? You better check your pH.
Did he give you a necklace?
You had that woof, baby. I got that wop. Get it together.
Oh, yes.
Dude, he's fucking great. Like,
yeah.
I remember when the reason why I kind of caught on to him is it was when he came out with the special that he put out on YouTube because he wasn't getting hits or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was the views from the cis or whatever.
Mm.
And he talked about Trump in one section, which it literally just said Trump.
Right.
And then
He'll
another
dog
one.
Trump. He'll dog on Trump. Yeah.
Yeah. But then at the same time, he's also like, he's great because he touches both sides of him. He's not like your typical like lefty comedian. He's a lefty comedian.
But he's Jimmy Kimmel or Stephen Colbert.
Yeah, he'll see both sides of it. Like even in this one, like in this special earlier on in it, he's like, I kind of miss Trump though. And everyone's like, oh, whoa, like laughing. And he's like, he made the group chats lit. he's like 2:30 in the morning. You get a text message in the group chat. Someone be like, he's making fun of retarded people. Like, go look at it. And you're like, there's no fucking way.
Biden's boring as fuck and whatnot. It's like nothing, you know. And Trump is like keeping everything spicy, you know. Like people are like, what's Trump gonna do next? Because like Trump is like Kim Jong-un, you know, where it's like this guy's that you like you don't like him, you hate him, like or some people hate him, some people despise him, but you can't argue that he's not interesting, right? You just never know what he's gonna do.
Dude, Trump was a stand-up.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like he was a comedian. He just would riff.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I wish he would change up his act though, because I hope like more often than he did, because he would I wish he would like play like a stadium tour and do some material. Yeah, and then start up a whole nother stadium tour and like come out with some new material.
Yeah,
like,
in between that kind of tours, in between recording a special, the comedian now goes back in and like writes new shit and then works it out in the clubs.
Right. Yeah, he does the stadiums, and then for like 3 or 4 months, he'll like experiment. He'll try some shit out. Like some little intimate clubs and whatnot, and then come out. So like so maybe like Trump should do the stadiums. And then go out to say like the Double Deuce or the Titty Twister, some little club, some little club over there. Yeah, just try out some material. But no, actually, he needs to go like the Comedy Store in L.A. Yeah, some place where he's not going to get like laughs no matter what. Because if he goes to the Titty Twister or Double Deuce, that crowd's going to laugh at whatever he says just because they love him. But he's got to go to to enemy territory.
Oh yeah,
to the Comedy Store or the.
He's got to go to like the alt rooms.
Yeah, exactly. He's got to go to Penn State University, like go there and like try out new material. And then if it's legitimately funny, you're going to hear a chuckle from snowflakes and whatnot. And then hit the stadiums again.
He just needed to do workout sets. That's all. He just needed to like do a couple of months of just like saying some off-color jokes and then figuring out what works and then coming back and you be whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can only hear low energy jabs so many times, right? You got to like switch that up. If it ain't new, it's through. Like just bring out the fresh new shit.
Yep. All right. So the only other thing that I wanted to talk about with the Darrell Brooks stuff, let me see real quick, is so I kind of got into a little bit of a thing with someone on YouTube, which I thought was kind of funny.
No,
never. No way.
Yeah,
no way.
You're a lover, not a fighter. Come on.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so this right here, this is what I had put up, and I scratched out the name of the person who it was because I'm trying to be, I'm not gonna call someone out. But it said it's absolutely astonishing that he thinks his tactics are making him look like anything other than the waste of space he is. Because I'm very polite. I don't ever say anything mean.
Sustained.
Yeah. Objection. Relevancy. Grounds. So the response was, it's absolutely astonishing that your legal system allows to lock up obviously mentally ill people in such inhuman conditions with such incredibly long prison sentences. And I sound like Brooks now. And that this system has so far not brought any success for society. Can be seen in the high crime rate. Obviously, seeing the grammar here is bugging the fuck out of me. Like I can't.
I like to ask this person, why come they causing so much confusement?
Yeah.
Why come? Let me ask you, why come you causing so much confusement? Yeah.
It's exhausting. Obviously, seeing that he has an emotional regulation disorder. Okay, so instead of, because my take on this is, let me see if did I said, never being held accountable in his life has led him to this outcome. People like you that explain away and give excuses for outright murder is why we still have people like this in society. Miss me with that. We should feel sorry for him bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, but that's the whole, like, a lack of accountability is our society now. No one can be accountable for what, but like, even when we had the fucking hater with the Taylor Business fucking shit, I even was like, I can understand how that is a shitty situation, but the way you fucking come at me, that's going to be a different,
Yeah, Yeah, sympathy and understanding is what got those 6 people fucking killed, because that judge in Milwaukee that let them out on $1,000 bail.
Yep.
I'm sure that judge was just swimming in understanding and compassion and empathy. And you know what, 2-3 days later or whatever it was, you know what, 6 lives get snuffed out because of your empathy and your compassion and whatnot. So yeah, you can take your fucking compassion and shove it right up your fucking ass. So
yeah, exactly. You know, and you know, during his closing, during Brooks's closing statement, he was saying stuff like, I'm never gonna be able to see my kids again. Blah blah. Like, oh wow, well someone else shares that fucking view.
Yeah. Now they'll graduate high school and probably become mayor and maybe invent the cure for cancer. But if you were in their life, no. That wouldn't happen.
Yeah, exactly. There was another one. So this is the novel that I got back. I'm not going to read all of it, obviously, but you probably didn't understand what I said at all. It's about the fact that he's sick. Mentally ill people should not be laid on a bed of roses, nor should they be forgotten by society. I feel no one's going to forget Darrell Brooks. Don't worry. Yeah. I feel sorry for him because the society has forgotten him. So again, making excuses, right? But I'm not excusing his actions. I'm explaining them. You probably have no idea what therapy means in a closed institution, right? So again, it's my fault, right?
Yeah.
So you say a bunch of generalities about other countries, yet don't give any examples, because they were, later on in that message, they were saying that, your country this, your country that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, go fuck yourself.
Right.
You say that I'm the one to blame for Darrell Brooks, yet I'm the ignorant one. Okay.
Right.
Keep making excuses for the actions made by sociopathic idiots like Darrell. That's not my name, Brooks. It's people like you that breed the mentality that everyone has a mental disorder, and that there are no people that make I sound like him, that makes bad decisions, or do evil things for evil or do evil things for evil purposes. Get the fuck out of here with your society bears responsibility for his actions, or because he didn't seek to get help, it's somehow everyone else's fault. Pound sand, you dingus.
Yeah, there you go.
It's one of those things where it's like, I can't sit back. I'd probably get myself into enough trouble.
Yeah, let's start off with the whole your country bullshit, because I guarantee it, their country isn't having the overwhelming wave of people marching to their country, trying to break another country that the United States has. Apparently, the United States isn't so fucked up, and apparently we're doing something right. Because we got every Tom, Dick, and Jose and Pepe that are trying to fucking break it up. I should say Sven. It's not just Hispanic. It's people from Germany. It's people from all nations and whatnot. And like, as long as you come into the country legally, welcome, please. I am all for it and whatnot. But apparently, we're not the fucked up dystopian society that this person is trying to act like we are. Because everyone can't get here soon enough. They want to get here yesterday.
Yeah.
So let's squash that bullshit about this country is all fucked up and whatnot. Because the only countries that like dog on us are the countries that are fucking jealous of us. That they aren't the country that people are gravitating to as much as they are to us and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then also, I hate where like you were saying about it. You touched on it before. Like where they just assume it's a mental problem.
Not everything is a mental problem.
Yeah, and even if it is, like, I'm sure there's 6 families out there that would be more than happy to have this mental problem thrown in prison with the key thrown away for the rest of his life and whatnot. It's like, it's no excuse. I mean, it's just going to get more people killed, with these people that are overly empathetic. They're overcorrecting. The people that like this have never been in danger in their life, right? I mean, all it would take is like one instance of like, they're all empathetic and all understanding right now. But like take one night and have like one of these mental fucking psycho bags, like break into their fucking house and endanger their lives. And to the point where these people are like, holy fuck, one of those guns that I'm always against. That sure would come in handy right now. But, there's the guy with the fucking gun. Now I'm dead. Like,
it's ridiculous, dude. It's one of the most perfect examples was when, there's sanctuary cities and there's all these things, all that. And then the second that 50, not thousands,
right,
are coming across, 50 are in Martha's Vineyard. And then fucking D. Snyder fucking is saying we can't handle them.
Martha's Vineyard strong.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like
Light
obviously it wasn't Dee Snider from Twisted Sister, but looked exactly like him. Was the
We're
one
not gonna take them. No, we ain't gonna take them. We're not gonna take them anymore.
And we're doing karaoke now. No, so
I sound just like him, don't I?
yeah, exactly. You just need the wig. No, it was like the second that they are confronted with the opposition to their policies, then they immediately like flip-flop.
Sure. Yep.
You know, it's you know, like the stuff going on, you know, Project Veritas talking about Eric Adams, you know, and all that stuff going on, and he's like, yeah, like I mean, you know, we just let him in because we have to, because he said, and if we, you know, we shut it down, then he'll be out of office, because people don't understand the actual realities of shit, you know.
Yeah, it worked perfectly. I mean, like, you know, this is totally off topic, but I mean, like Greg Abbott and Ron DeSantis, sending those, you know, those illegals up there accomplished their mission.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I mean, and now they're talking about like New York City and Washington D.C. and Admiral Akbar in Chicago. They're all talking about, you know, it's a trap. Like, it's time to really take this border security thing seriously.
I could talk about Beetlejuice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I'm the ghost with the most.
Yeah,
feeling kind of anxious.
Exactly. Mission accomplished. So now they're like, oh, you know what? Hey, have you guys heard about this illegal immigrant and they're crossing the border kind of thing? Yeah, I don't know if you've heard about it, but I've heard about it now. We should probably do something about it.
It's just this virtue signaling bullshit until it comes to their fucking doorstep.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. 3 years ago, they're like, you know, we're a sanctuary city. Come in here. They got the Sarah McLachlan, you know, music playing behind them. Like, come on in. We'll take care of you. And then, like you said, the minute 50 of them show up, 50. That's like what shows up in like Laredo, Texas, in like 3.5 fucking seconds, and they get 50 in Martha's Vineyard, and yeah, they're just screaming bloody murder. Ah! Call the president, send a National Guard for 50.
Yeah, and then it's, you know, it's like you know, and then like, you know, the BLM shit, right? There's like, oh, it's mostly peaceful while there's a fucking fire burning behind him. So, you know, while that's happening,
do you love black people?
That's what they're asking everyone in, you know, and then when that, you know, if they were, you know, and then when they go into, remember the two people that were standing in front of the mansion with the guns and whatever.
Oh yeah, down in St. Louis, yeah,
exactly. Then that happens.
Got rid of rock.
Yeah, that happens, and then they're all.
You know what's great about that is the best part is like the guys he's holding his AR-15 with his pink fucking polo shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
He's holding it totally fucked up, and like his grip on it is totally fucked up and whatnot. It's like, yeah, it's just hilarious. It's like seeing Thurston Howell III from Gilligan's Island holding an AR-15. Oh, mother. Oh yeah, do you have your AR? Oh, is it on full automatic? Oh, there's no full automatic on an AR-15, Mama.
Just got back from the golf course.
Yeah, right, exactly. I shot under 70. Oh, there's some black people there. Grab your AR-15.
Okay, so I think that's enough on fucking Darrell Brooks.
Darrell,
so
rapper extraordinaire.
What did you want to touch on next?
Well, you know what? Do you want to do a little Eye of the Tiger and hear them roar with Katy Perry?
That would be hilarious because that shit was funny.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. That was hilarious. So, yeah. Do you want me to share my screen?
Yeah. If you want to share that, and then I'll pop it up there.
Yeah. I'm going to get in here. This could get ugly, folks.
Yes.
I'm trying to share my screen. And let's do this. Choose tab. All right. Let's get in here.
What we're about to show you is not porn. She did not get cum in her eye. It kind of looks like it, though.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. All right.
All right. Ready?
Cool. Yeah, I'm going to mute that. Oh, there we go. It's muted. Yep. You get that big. I don't have to mute it.
Yeah, I think you can leave it unmuted because I don't think there's any music.
Yeah, there's no music. I just dawned on me.
Even more noise from my band.
Yeah, rewind that real quick.
Yeah.
Rewind that a little bit real quick.
There we go. Oh, there you go.
Ugh.
Look at that. Ugh, that's like yeah, perfect. Let's do right there. A little. There we go. See, I'm like John Madden over here. See what they're doing over here is that the eye is going down and the other one looks like it's going down right there. Boom! Tough acting and acting. Yeah.
I mean, all I gotta say is nice cans.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, literally cans right there. So yeah, a bunch of husbands are like looking for that bra for their wives.
Yeah,
Exactly. Tonight. So yeah, but yeah, it's like one thing is like okay, so people are talking about like her eyelashes got caught or something like that. It was like her fake eyelashes.
No.
So why when she pushed it up, why did it go right back down? Like a reflex?
It's not like she pushed up her eyelid. She pushed here.
Right there. See, it's up there, right there.
Yeah.
And then it goes back down like on its own.
Yeah.
Here we go. Right there. And back down again.
Yeah, but you notice she's not pushing on her actual eyeball. She's pushing like here.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not like she's pushing up her eyelash.
Yeah, her finger's not getting anywhere near her eye.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like kind of swiping, like she's trying to intimidate it. Like, I haven't touched you, eye, but I am not afraid to. See how
it's like a teenager trying to find the clit the first time. Like, way off. You know what I mean? Like, that's not. You are way off.
Yeah, you're not even on the G spot. You're like on the B spot.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, close.
No, I mean, I thought it was actually weird. People are saying that it's allegedly, Pfizer. The problem of Pfizer, but
Pfizer face. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Didn't Justin Bieber have some shit going on with some Bell's palsy?
Yeah, he did. And then also there was another Canadian woman that had that going on too, where she was on there and her face was, what's that?
It wasn't a porn star or something?
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't Canadian Bacon, Canadian, like Canada's, best porn star. So man, no. But
do they make porn star like it's like Canadian porn is like really nice?
It's really nice, but it always takes place like up against a tree. The tree trunk and whatnot. So yeah,
they don't use lube. They use maple.
Yeah, you use like sap, like maple sap and maple syrup.
Like, oh, Miss Butterworth.
Oh yeah, there you go. Oh, my cock is hard as a hockey puck. Oh yeah,
like not ever push on the back of the head. Yeah. They're all really nice about it. Ooh, sorry.
Oh yeah, it's like yep. Here's the Canadian's biggest porn star, Yukon Jack. I'm coming in here with my large and gorgeous cock.
When the money shot happens, is A.
Yeah.
It's not the O face, the A face.
Exactly. They have their ways up there. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
I think it's a great shot. So yep.
All right, Alex Stein. Talk about some Alex Stein.
Alex Stein, primetime 99.
Okay, he is annoying as hell, but he's also funny as fuck. Like,
oh yeah.
You know what I mean? There's some things where I'm just like, okay, dude, you need to stop.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's I mean, he asked for it and whatnot, but yeah, let me get in here. Uh-oh. What happened there? Let's get back in there.
Yeah, did you stop sharing?
Oh, am I not sharing anymore?
No.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yep, let me get out of here.
Oh. Well, I think we lost him for a second. I think he'll be back here in a second. Maybe I can find it. I can hear him cussing right now. God damn it. Nope, that's the shorter one. Let's see. Okay. I'll try and share this screen real quick. All right. Oh.
Again? Totally took me out. Yeah. Woo.
Trevor said an Irish goodbye.
Irish goodbye, yes.
All right. So I'm going to share this screen because I was able to get it up. All right. So here is the okay. Did you see that? Did you see that one meme where it showed you, your mom, and your grandma?
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, with her and then Elizabeth Warren was like the grandma.
Yeah, and then the other chick, the fucking triggered face,
the weird fucking turkey neck shit going on or whatever it was. Yeah.
So good, but I mean they have the same haircut.
Oh yeah.
All right, so let me see. Dude.
She's got that spitting thing down.
I am too, guys. I'm primetime 99. I just want to say you guys are poor representation of the youth of our nation. Let's go, baby!
Come at me, you psychos. You snowflakes. You got to respect the witty banter back from them, though. Fuck you. I hope you fucking die. Fuck off.
Yeah, I hope you die. Okay.
Yeah, wow. Yeah.
Cool.
Wow. I can't wait to see you this weekend at the comedy club. Yeah, you master of wit.
Oh, he's all. Look at this one.
The always dependable flipping the bird.
I mean, you guys are the ones that are scared of free speech. You have no reason not to like me. I should have been aborted. I should have been aborted. Oh,
He's showing what happens, man, when you like go toe to toe with them. Like fucking, they don't do shit. Like spit on you.
I should have been aborted. This is so much fun. Imagine your dick.
Ooh, boy. I wonder how long it took them for them to make that one. Woo, got me. Busted. There you go. She's used to spitting when someone says that they love her.
I love how he turns it around, and he's like, "Oh, that turns me on." I hope you know that.
Exactly. Yep.
Dude,
they hate
so
that shit.
Great.
They hate that shit. I'm torn on that. Like there, I mean, because I could see like how people like, okay, he's asking for it. He's getting right into the belly of the beast right there and whatnot. But but I think there's a point. I don't think I know. There's a point to it. I think he's trying to embolden other people to like, okay, you guys are all scared. You guys see this footage of these scary people out there with their signs, or oh, fuck you, go fucking die, fuck you. And that intimidates like most people, right? They're like, I don't want to get anywhere near that shit. I'm just going to stay safe at home and watch 40-year-old virgin and whatnot. I think he's trying to show he's trying to like show like, get right out there. They ain't going to do shit. And if they do shit, then it's fucking hell's gonna rain down on them, you know.
Exactly. And I mean, I think also, you know, him having camera crews and there's cops there and blah blah, it makes it a little bit different of a thing because they don't want to be shown on video doing what they So it's like the libs of TikTok stuff. They're mad because she's sharing the exact thing. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. She's just sharing like what they shared out into the world. I mean, they don't put that stuff on TikTok for it to be private,
Yeah, exactly. Like, so I'm just forwarding it. I'm just, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just sharing exactly what's going on.
Exactly.
So like,
yeah, you're trying to express yourself like an Office Space. You've got your 37 pieces of flair. You're adding one more on TikTok and letting your freak flag fly. And libs of TikTok is just trying to broaden your fan club.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like they're doing the things that like, okay, like when you were able to call your friends gay because they were doing gay things.
The good old days.
Yeah, exactly. When not everyone was so triggered. Then you like when your friends found out that you were watching a certain TV show or doing a certain thing or whatever, and they find out and they call you gay, and then you don't do it anymore. That's what it is. Like they're exposing themselves and expressing themselves and whatever. When someone that finds out about it and starts being like, the fuck,
right,
gay,
right.
Like, in this case, literally, like, then they don't want it out there anymore. And it's like, well,
right,
don't do that shit.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think like, it's the Democrats, the ones that conduct themselves in a halfway civilized manner that hate that shit because, they realize how freakalicious that looks.
Yep.
And they know that people associate that shit with the Democratic Party because it's a Democrat Party that is going out there and they are enabling that. They're like, oh, let's pass these bills, to make it easier for kids to chop their twig and berries off, or women, little girls get double mastectomies. Like that's why people associate that kind of freakishness, with the Democrat Party. And so even like your, up in Michigan, blue collar steel worker who's a Democrat because he's a union guy, like he doesn't want to be associated with that shit, Yeah. And so that's why when they see that on libs of TikTok, they're like, holy fuck, they're associating that with the D that I love to vote for every single time. It's like, well, hey, like it or love it, like that's your party because you guys are sitting on your hands. You guys are duct taping your mouth shut. I don't hear you guys like going out there and condemning that.
Yeah.
see Nancy Pelosi going, I do not endorse like what I saw that blue-haired nose, bone in her nose freak did on TikTok. I totally condemn that. You don't see that.
Yeah.
It's like, and like that, silence is violence.
It's like regular Democrats are like, I mean, I like, I like the D, but not the way that they like the D. Like it's a completely different D.
Right. Exactly. Like it's like I ain't all up on that. Yeah, exactly. I think letter D covers a lot of areas that I can't cotton to that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a strap to D. So was there any other Alex Stein stuff that you wanted to?
Well, I got one other thing here that is not quite as spicy as the Penn State snowflakes. But it takes place like in my neck of the woods in Dallas.
Okay.
Where they changed the rules specifically for Alex Stein.
I saw that.
Yeah, because I mean, he came up with a very effective technique, that got people paying attention to what he wanted them to pay attention to.
Let me add it real quick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Want me to pause it?
No, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's up.
Okay. Well, let's try that again.
Yeah, we got it. I know the rule. I got it. You guys are trying to limit free speech. Hey, listen, this is my first rodeo.
I like how that room. It looks like some sinister, like malevolent kind of council.
It's funny. This whole thing about
decide who's going to play in the Hunger Games.
This afternoon, we're going to give an overview of the types of public speakers that appear before the City Council, what laws and rules govern them, and we will discuss what when an open microphone speaker
okay, pause.
is an actually disruptive speaker.
Why do they always sound so gay?
Yeah, it's like I just got done with my chai latte, and I'm going to go here. I'm going to restrict everybody's rights.
We have to overview the speakers that we allow into the council.
Oh my God! And it's uncomfortable me sitting here right there. I should have brought my butt donut right here because Tristan was going very hard on me last night. Oh my God, it's aggravating.
Oh, good God.
Oh, my God. There's an Alex Stein guy. He's another pain in my ass. Normally, I would like that. But he's not the good kind of pain.
I like pains in my ass, but it's just ridiculous, dude. It's like to me, it's like their take on things is I want to censor.
Oh, yeah.
Things that I don't like, right?
Yep.
The rights, or like Alex Stein's kind of take on it, is I want to expose the things I don't like.
Sure.
So other people can see it. And if they like it, that's, whatever. Then it exposes them to it and they see it and they go, they're cool. But most people aren't going to like the lack of free speech. So it exposes those people that do that to that whole world.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Because, like they say, free speech, it covers speech that I hate, but I will, die to defend your right to say it.
Exactly.
And I can see how people are annoyed. Some people are annoyed by Alex Stein. Yeah, he's very obnoxious. Yeah, I mean, it's like he's over the top and whatnot, but there's a goal, a motive behind it there, and it's like Trump. Okay.
Yeah,
like Trump is like, okay, I mean, I'm annoyed by some of the stuff he does, some of the stuff he tweets and whatnot, and some of the stuff he says.
Yeah,
but you have to divide the one part of Trump from the other. Like I'm able to not conflate his personality and his affinity for tweeting on the toilet at 3:00 in the morning from his presidential policies. I can separate the Abraham Accords from him dogging Rosie O'Donnell in a tweet at 3 a.m. I can separate those two.
Yeah, but at the same time, that's me. That's what I do that.
Yeah, right, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like I can talk about something serious, and then when I'm fucking taking a dump and I see some shit on Twitter, I'm like, fuck this bitch. She's fucking, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so at the same time, it's like, he's like rich orange me.
Right. Yeah, he's, maybe it's his not so wise way of trying to identify with the common man or something like that. He's just like, he's like, what would the common man do? Well, he'd sit here and he'd talk shit about some celebrity in a tweet, while he's pinching a loaf at 3:00 in the morning. That's what a common man would do.
It's just one of those things where it's like, dude, like should he have not tweeted maybe so much or said some certain things? Yes, I mean, I completely understand that, but at the same time, with those tweets that came out, it exposed things, or it maybe he might not have said it in the most diplomatic way or in the presidential way or whatever you want to say, but it brought up those topics.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah. And it's a challenge. I mean, I get it. It's a challenge with Trump. With that, I think it also exposes some people's inability to not conflate things. And it exposes like what some people's priorities are. Some people's priorities are their feelings.
Yeah.
And their emotions and what Trump does, the feelings that it drums up that, from what he does, instead of like taking 10 deep breaths and going, okay, yeah, but the economy is booming more. Yeah, his Twitter is booming, but so is the economy.
Yeah.
Gas prices are nice and low. We haven't gotten into any new wars. Matter of fact, he's talking about getting out of Afghanistan and that annoying ISIS, that crazy club called ISIS. Hey, we snuffed them out and whatnot. Sure, he exaggerates about crowd size, but he took out ISIS.
I mean, he exaggerates about crowd size, but nowhere near what the Democrats exaggerate. They zoom in on like a crowd of 20 people behind Biden because they want to make it seem like he's, in all these crowds, but it's like, dude, it's in an empty auditorium.
Oh yeah.
With 30 people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They exaggerate about like their competency during the COVID pandemic. Yeah. I mean, they exaggerate more substantive things, like things that are more damaging, because they exaggerate like, about like, their overwhelming desire to open up schools again, to let kids into schools. Like, dude, you and I both know what's that?
It's like, go fuck yourself. You were
exactly.
You were the ones closing them down. Like everyone will say, Trump was the one who started. He said 15 days to slow the spread. Let's calm it down. And then he immediately was like trying to open it back up. Yeah. I will give him the criticism about pushing vaccines. I will give him the criticism about that because I don't. Hey, you know what? The way that I feel is if you feel that you need that, that's up to you, man. I'm not going to make you do something. I'm probably going to make a joke about you, but do you? You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Like, yeah. I mean, it's like right now he's a big Pfizer salesman. I think he's toned it down a little bit, but for a while there, he was like Mr. Pfizer. He was like, because he was married to it, right? I mean,
he was the one who was coming up with it.
Yeah, he was all the way up until he lost his election, re-election. He was Mr. Vaccine. He was like, I'm going to get it done. No one believed, that I was going to get it done. Everyone was a bunch of naysayers that said you couldn't get it done, Trump. And so, like, I could get like to a point where he was like, all right, I'm going to die on this hill, man. Like, I got the vaccine out, before they said it was possible. It was a big fuck you to all the naysayers and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I think, and that's just his personality. But it was his downfall, or it was, part of one thing that I don't like about him right now is, he's just like Mr. Vaccine. But like I said, he's toned it down now. So I mean, I am not above, insulting Trump and not like, and saying that I don't like everything he's all about. I am not MAGA. I'm not like your big, MAGA flag waving, Trump. But I can appreciate it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't have to dually pick up, with the big MAGA, like Make America Great flag and whatnot up there. And I'm not that. I respect those guys. If they want to do that, that's perfectly fine. But I don't hesitate for a second to say I don't like his tweets. I don't like him exaggerating. I don't like some of the shit he says and whatnot. But I'm able to take like 10 deep breaths and go, yeah, but the gas prices are nice and low and whatnot. So
yeah. No, and it's just to a point where it's like he's engaged. He engaged in kind of the game that the other side plays.
Yeah,
with some of the they exaggerate to a ridiculous degree and do all this stuff. So I mean, you can't really fault him for trying to play in the same arena.
Yeah, I mean, I just like the fact that I don't think he has the ability to bullshit people. I mean, I don't think he's just like, he doesn't have that brain mouth filter, obviously, right?
He's like autistic in the way that he's just like, no.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. He's not the autistic. I gotta watch Wapner at 3:00. I gotta go watch Wapner. Oh man, there we go. I'm gonna buy my underwear from Kmart.
Oops,
he's not
I
that.
caught it.
Yeah. He's not Rain Man, but he's authentic to a fault, but he's also authentic to our benefit, because he, at the very least, he provides entertainment, right? But also he threatened the status quo, and he basically, he knew that there were things that had to be done. We had to get out of the wars. We had to start calling out NATO for like freeloading off us and that kind of shit. Your seasoned politician would be like, yeah, but people aren't going to like that, so I better not call out NATO because they're our friends, and I want them to. Trump's like, fuck all that. All right, I'm getting sick of them freeloading off us. I'm going to call them out on that. And I think there's a whole load of people here in America that appreciated that. They're like, oh, I love that. He's saying what I've been thinking the whole time, and he's calling people out. And if I have to deal with some stupid tweets and him exaggerating and dogging some celebrities, so be it.
I mean, the thing that sold me, I've said it a bunch of times, the thing that sold me on him was during those Republican debates when he was asked, you've been known to call women fat and ugly and whatever descriptors that Megyn Kelly said. He said, only Rosie.
Right.
I was like,
Yeah.
You're hilarious.
Exactly. And I just look at how he was able to shut people down with just two simple words. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Like people like trying to like start stepping
You're
on. Yeah. You're wrong. So wrong.
Exactly.
You are fake news.
Exactly. And it was like so jarring to them because like the Jeb Bushes and the Marco Rubios of the world couldn't fathom saying something like that simplistic yet impactful, and so it took them totally out there. They're like, I was going to go out with like this big poetic political soliloquy, and I thought I was going to bury Trump with this, and then he's like, you're wrong, and it totally throws them off,
Yeah, and then every time that anyone tries to do with that politicking and do it, just the whole U.S. is just
don't care.
Exactly.
Oh, dude, shut up! Insult someone. Do it.
Say interesting thing like that guy over there. Like look at that.
Yeah,
call him a big poopy head. Like call him Scrody McBooger butts or something like that.
Yeah, Pocahontas. Oh my god, dude, that shit made me laugh so hard.
Oh, I love it right there. But yeah, and I just loved how you started giving them all nicknames like they're garbage pail kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Little Marco and Low Energy Jeb and Lion Ted.
Exactly. I don't know, man. It's just ridiculous. It's like, it's the pendulum thing that, like, I've talked about so many things. The pendulum, swings back and forth, and it's like, and I think we're at the point where it's right in the middle. You know what I mean? Like it was super on the left side, and everyone supporting that, and it's just swinging back, and it's right in the middle where everyone on each side is just fucking hating each other, and then it's gonna swing back to the other more. I mean, you could say left and right, or you can say lunacy and logic, like Shawn was talking about on Twitter a little bit. Like you could say it went from lunacy and it's kind of in the middle to where some people are being logical, some people being lunatics, and then it's going to go back to more logical, reasoned discussion,
Yeah, I mean, I think like two things need to happen. I think like people, need to stop being so tribal. And I think that people need to kind of like take 10 deep breaths and learn how to, reason and debate and all that with each other. Because right now it's like people think, and it's probably true, like the loudest voice wins, even though they're dead wrong.
Yeah.
And I think if we can
get the loudest voice wins attention.
Yeah.
That's what they win. That doesn't mean they win intelligence. That doesn't mean they win the debate. They win the attention of someone because you draw to something loud,
right? And they're able to close the bar for the night on the conversation, so to speak. If you had a good point, if you had 17 good points to make, well, good luck getting those in, because the loudest voice just shut down the bar at 3 a.m.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're not getting your arguments in.
Which you could say that was Trump too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could say that he was the loudest voice in the room, so he got the attention. But but at the same time, he did have some good. He had good policies. He had good opinions on things. So
he was doing that on the good side, right? He was doing that for the benefit of level-headed America loving people, patriots and whatnot, so he's doing it for that. But I think the other thing is that the second thing that needs to happen is people need to look at get more pragmatic and look at the accomplishments, like the things that matter in their life, right? Like gas prices, driving by the gas station and seeing the prices on the sign, what your grocery receipt looks like, or what the price is on that. What your kids are learning in school, like concentrate more on that stuff right there, instead of the superficial chick think stuff, right? Like Adam Carolla always talks about, like, there's too much chick think, right? Chick think is caring about tweets and Trump exaggerating and the flowery fake empathetic language of Joe Biden, because Joe Biden, he is a master at empathetic language. He could be like, there's a woman out there, she's trying to raise 3 kids by herself, and she doesn't know like where her next paycheck is going to come from, and she's trying to put food on it. Like Joe Biden is the best at that, right?
Yeah.
And there's so many saps out there that fall for that shit, right? Like Joe Biden couldn't give a fuck about that woman with her 3 kids trying to put food on. He doesn't give a fuck, but he
cares about her kid that he can smell.
Exactly. He cares about little Timmy and little Billy.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's not leave little Katie out. He wants to sniff Katie's hair. Yeah.
It's to me, it's a it's the whole Jack Nicholson quote. How do you write women so well? You take away reason, and you take away accountability. All right,
you're a man, and take away reason and accountability. Right? Yeah,
yeah, and that's the way that I feel about a lot of the way society is, because there's a lack of accountability in everything. Yeah. No one can be accountable for their own thing. They always pass it off as some mental issue.
All right, yeah, exactly.
Or this, to bring it back to what we were talking about earlier. But I think there's because men and women are different. I know that is controversial to say now, but we think different. Men and
what is a woman though?
Yeah, exactly. But
I'm not a biologist, so I don't know.
I don't know, but I'm married to one, so I mean, I'm pretty sure that
you're the catbird seat, my friend.
Yeah. So but men are more logical. They think in more of a logic, reasoned type of way, which can be detrimental because we don't think of emotions right off the bat. So I mean, but then women are more emotions and more feelings and more empathetic,
right,
and less reason. So they're both good in their own way, and they're both bad in their own way. So that's why we even each other out. But I think that our society, even though everyone will say it's the patriarchy, whatever, I think that's bullshit. I think there's so much more of a feminine ideal and like thinking, like thought process, to where it's all about feelings and it's not about, being able to be factual. And like, to me, it's like, if you come up with the facts first, and then, since that is the basis, the foundation of a conversation, and then you deal with the way you feel about it.
Sure.
Yeah. Like I understand that, but if it's just all I feel this, I feel that, then there's nothing that's ever going to be done about that, because their facts are something you can deal with, but feelings, that is perception.
Yeah, exactly. And there's too many people out there that are teaching people to concentrate on your feelings, right? Make your feelings everything. Like, don't play facts into it whatsoever. Like, your feelings are the center of the universe. Fixate and act off of feelings and emotion alone. Don't think about logic. Don't think about, calculations, anything like that. And I think that comes from, right. It's like, it's feelingist. If you don't like feelings, you're feelingist. You're a feelings phobe.
That's why I like saying, living my truth. That shit fucking helps me to no end, dude. It's there is the truth.
Right.
There might be your experience of the reality that we all live in.
Right.
I can understand that. My experience of life is a lot different than the dude that's living on the street. I get that, but that doesn't mean that the reality that we live in changes at all. It just means your section of what reality that is.
Yeah. My truth could be something like, okay, you live in a mansion with your mom and dad, and you live in the lap of luxury. My truth is that I live out in the hood, and I don't have a dad. And every single time I walk out the door, I got gangbangers hustling me. Like that is where
you writing the Darrell Brooks biography right now?
I'm writing the next Darrell Brooks rap song that's going to drop in stores next Tuesday.
What the business?
What the business?
Business.
Business pot do. Business pot do.
It's like when I watched that, I was like, oh, that's why he repeats the same fucking things in court. That's why his vocabulary is shit. Because he said, what the business? At least 70 times in that song.
He's trying to sell records.
Yeah, exactly.
Sell records.
Okay, being a musician, I get it. You have a hook. That is usually the chorus. That is usually like one section of the song. And then you have a verse. And then you have another verse. And then a chorus. And then a bridge. Like, not the whole time is the same line. Like, it is the hook. You know what I mean?
Right. I'm looking forward to his next track, Objection. Or Grounds. I'm going grounds. I'm going down. My beef is brown. Yeah, I'm going down to the ground round. Yes.
It's just subject matter jurisdiction. Subject matter jurisdiction. Subject matter jurisdiction.
California grounds. California knows how to ground it. California. Like, that's what we should we do that like next time, maybe you and Shawn for the next show, like, come up with like a rap song, like maybe a verse and the chorus of like what Darrell Brooks would write.
See, that's why I can't wait. I can't wait until all this like setup is done with your stuff and everything. Like, we're good to go on the next, like kind of just pumping stuff out, because then we'll be able
Coming
to have
soon.
Yes, that we'll be able to have the ability to focus on like making little skits and making little additives and little things like that. So I think that'll be fun.
I'm down with that.
Yes,
the Darrell Brooks.
But I just I don't know, man. It's just sad because it's our whole society, to like bring it back. Our whole society is so much more. I hate to put it in this way, but it's so much more like feminized.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah,
because it's all about feelings and it's all about that. And there's so many different explanations of that. I mean, obviously, more the left and those ideals being a part of mass media and mainstream media, then that's going to affect society in that way. But at the same time, I think a lot of it has to do with fatherless homes, and everyone's being raised by a single mother, and then the dad is gone, and it's like, so obviously people, men and women, are going to have the woman's or the female outlook or ways to deal with things as the forefront.
Right. Yeah. It's going to be over empathetic about everything. It's going to be, it's when it comes to problem or like disciplining children and whatnot. I think that parents, they think it reflects too much on them. They're hesitant to go, well, little Johnny did something wrong, because they interpret little Johnny doing something wrong as I did something wrong. And thus Johnny did something wrong. It's a direct reflection on them. Where back in the 50s and 60s and 70s, like, I'm sure not every parent did it right back in the day, right? I mean, there was exceptions to the rule. I mean, fuck, I got my ass beat. I mean, or, like with a belt in it every once in a while and whatnot. But I actually, I'm glad my parents did that, because it instilled the discipline and respect for my elders, not that I have now and whatnot. But it's people took it too far. But for the vast majority, like they disciplined their kids the right way. They did it out of love, but it was harsh. It was memorable for the kid. It made an impression, and they grew up to be better citizens, and they ended up having a happier life for themselves and the people around them. But now we live in the self-esteem culture.
Yeah, where kids can call fucking CPS because you got yelled at.
Oh yeah, mommy didn't give me the nutty bars that I wanted. I wanted. I didn't want Scooter Crunch, Little Debbie. I wanted nutty bars, so I'm calling CPS on mommy and daddy.
Yeah, it's like when I was growing up, it wasn't like spanking and stuff like that, but there was, I would get grounded, or I'd have to write standards, or I would have dude, the amount of times that I would have to write, I will not lie to my dad. over and over like 100 times. And
like
Dad,
Bart
if you're
Simpson
listening,
in the chalkboard.
yeah, exactly. No, I remember, and I would, I'd fucking mouth off, or I'd fucking say, whatever, and they'd be like, all right, it's 200 times. All right, it's 300. The one that I got up to most was 1,000 times I had to write, and it sucked because my dad and his friend Jorge were going to go see like the Blue Angels or something. It was like a fucking air show or whatever. That's what we had planned for the weekend on our visitation or whatever. And I fucked that shit up because I had to write standards and whatever. So he made me write 1,000. And what the fucked up part about it is that we still went and they got to go watch. I had to sit in the car, not looking towards where the thing was. And I had to be writing while they're watching it. And I'm like, this fucking sucks.
You're hearing the jets whiz over and whatnot. So I can't even look.
Yeah, exactly. And like, if I would look and be like, hey, why aren't you writing? And I'm like,
right.
God
that
damn
shit
it.
ain't going to write themselves. All right. Yeah.
And
writing.
And of course, you're a kid, so you try and take fucking shortcuts and try and figure out a way around it. So like, I'd take the paper and I'd write, I will.
Right,
You know what I mean? Like, write him in this, and he'd come in and be like, nope, write every sentence. He'd give me guidelines. And then when we were doing that, when we were at that air show, I think I got to like 762 or something like that. And then he's like, all right, cool. He still gave me some leniency, knowing that I already did all that, and like he's like, I already learned his fucking lesson. Let's let him have some fun.
You could tell you were aggravated, right? Yeah, you got to the point where like, oh God, I'm so sorry. Yeah, you started feeling actual full contrition for what you did.
Yeah, exactly. And it's almost like if you punish someone and they rehab themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. It's better for them, better for society. I mean, the number one thing is it's makes them happier people, right? Like, take other people out of it. It makes them happier people. Sure, it doesn't feel happy. Like when you were doing. We're writing those sentences and whatnot. You didn't feel happy, right? But now you're a happier person because you had that discipline instilled in you. And you just got too many kids that are out there that they're just told like you're perfect. You don't do anything wrong.
Here's your teacher's fault. Trophy.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, back in the day when I screwed up at school, which is a lot. I remember my parents would always side with the teachers.
Yeah.
And the teacher was right, and me, I was immediately. Cast blame on because point blank, it was me. I was the one in the wrong. But now it's the total opposite of that. It's like, Miss Lippy, all right, little Billy over here, I'm sure he did everything right and you did everything wrong. I don't know what kind of stuff's going on in your personal life, but you leave little Billy alone. Like, and little Billy turns out to be a complete fuckhead,
Yeah, exactly. Trevor, I every once in a while I have really good penmanship though. So I mean, I got something out of it.
Mr. Calligraphy over here.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I didn't learn right away about the whole lying. It took me a little while as a kid to get over that because I was a little, I mean, I was an only kid with my dad. Like, it was like my dad, my mom, my only kid, and then my mom and my stepdad, they had 2 kids also. So I was kind of like in that I'm an only kid, so I get all the attention, but then I'm like not.
Right.
So I get, you know what I mean? Like other attention was going to my little brother and sister because, it was my mom and her husband, my stepdad, and they had their life. So it's like this weird thing. So I still needed that attention. So I'd still like make shit up and like, haha, fucking, whatever.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. It's amazing. Like, cause I have 5 brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
And I'm the oldest.
Okay.
Let's tell you how old I am. So I was born in 1971. And so since I was the first kid, my parents, they didn't know what to do, right? As most parents don't know what to do with their first kids. They're like, oh, God, I don't know. We got to keep this fucking thing alive, right? So I think their philosophy was, okay, well, we're going to go to the max. We're going to go to the extreme. We're going to be as harsh as possible. It's probably oversimplifying it and kind of make it sound worse than it is. Yeah. But they were like, I'm going to be as disciplinary and harsh as possible. We're gonna err on the side of caution, and we're gonna keep this kid in line, right?
Yeah.
And then my youngest brother David, they went a totally different route. I mean, they didn't let him get away with everything and whatnot, but he wasn't like the object of discipline and structure and whatnot. Yeah, and so and you could see, but I'm glad that they did that with me. I mean, my brother David, he's totally well adjusted and married, kids, and doing great and whatnot. So, but but it's amazing like how like when we're kids you could tell the total difference between like how I acted. Not that I was like perfect by I was far from that by any means, but then how David acted and whatnot, and so I think that like he got his act together. He met a good wife, and he's like I said, he's well adjusted. He's good to go now. But before that happened, he was like the picture of what we saw out there in Penn State. He wasn't that crazy, right? I mean, those Penn State protesters. I'm dogging my brother. He wasn't near as bad as that, but it's kind of like a good metaphor for you've got the young Republicans that could spout facts and figures and talk calmly and rationally. That would be me, right? Because I was a mature kid. Like I was perfect. I was Mr. Perfect, right? And then you've got Penn State protesters spitting on people and fuck you and all that shit.
And with that situation too, it's like, so like the older child is going to usually has more discipline, has more like stuff going on with them. So when the younger kid comes around, the parent kind of is going to change their parenting style and whatever. And so they're going to be a little bit more lenient on the younger one. And that could be because they saw what they did with the older child and they want to change it a little bit, or, maybe them growing up as parents, they become a little bit, different in their mindset and whatever. So the youngest kid might not have it as hard from the parents, but because they're treated differently than the oldest child was, the oldest child steps in and gives them that amount of, you know what I mean? Because they see they like as being an older kid, and you too, you see the younger kid not getting shit on by your parents, and you're like, fuck you, I'm gonna give you that shit. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, so it's time. There's something that needs to be corrected right now. It's time to set some shit straight over here. It's like, this is not you. Yeah. I'm not gonna grow up in a gulag, and you get to grow up in Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. All right. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like when you grow up as being the oldest kid, your mom's like, you wait until your father gets home. And then and then when the youngest kid is like, just wait until I get home, fucker. Like,
exactly.
Just wait till your brother gets home.
Right. Yeah. Like my younger brothers and sisters, like it was more like, wait till your dad gets home and he's going to give you more Pop-Tarts than I've already given you.
Exactly. And it's also like, as being the oldest too, you see your younger siblings be better because of the situations that you presented to your parents and that you had to go through, and then they see from that and they learn from that, and then they teach your younger siblings. So it's like, if you look at it from not such a selfish position, you look at it, you're like, okay, because of what I did and because of my experiences, it made them better people.
Right.
It's kind of cool. You know what I mean?
Was the glue that held this family together.
Yeah, exactly.
The whole time. I didn't know it.
Because I'm a dumbass. Y'all are better.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Because I had issues to work through. Because I was all jealous that you had a TV in your room and I didn't have TV at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm the glue.
Like I feel it's like it's almost like the whole saying of like, yes, giving or getting presents is great, but also giving presents and seeing the look on someone else's face when they open that present that you gave them is rewarding too. It's kind of the same thing.
Right.
It would have been great if I had that, that not saying that my life is shit, obviously, not saying that, but like being able to give that experience and set that off.
Yeah.
Like, is this a philosophy podcast? Like, Jesus.
I think so. What the hell? Yeah, exactly. I feel like we're Dr. Phil or something.
Exactly.
I'll teach you. I'm going to teach you some parenting skill. Right.
Okay.
We'll be right back. We'll be right back to these messages. We'll be right back.
All right. So let's get back to making fun of people.
Yeah.
Because that's what we're good at. All right. So let's talk about Meghan Markle.
Oh, hell yeah. Absolutely. So
you got that? You got that video?
I do. Yes.
All right. We're gonna test it out. See if this works.
Gonna go into this minefield. Mommy, be with me. Protect me.
All right. So let me know. Let me know when you got it up.
Oh yeah. Let's see here. Yep. There we go. Yep. There we go. All right. So
cool.
let me.
I'm not gonna share it until you got it paused and ready to go. Because. is pretty good.
Okay. Here we go.
Okay.
All right.
So before we play it, a little setup. So what Meghan Markle is saying that she's objectified.
Objectified. Yeah. She says she was objectified when she was one of the briefcase girls. I think that's what they call them. Like on, was it, I can't remember what the game show was
Deal
called.
or No Deal.
Deal or No Deal with Howie Mandel, formerly of St. Elsewhere. And so she was just her job, and I'm sure they explained it to her before she took the job. Her job was to stand up there and look, beautiful,
Her job was to model a box.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm sure they didn't tell her like, well, we're going to want you to demonstrate your knowledge of quantum physics. So we're gonna take a pause from the game, and then we're gonna and now Meghan Markle with her theory on space time. No.
Do you think on The Price is Right they were asking for dissertations? Like what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like it's the same shit.
Exactly. They were, you want a new car. And now here's one of Barker's beauties with her breakdown on the biomechanical. Yeah, exactly. No. They're like, stand up there and look hot and show us, the box of rice-a-roni.
Yeah, exactly. Show the overpriced vacuum.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna pop this up here.
All right.
So here's Meghan Markle objectifying herself.
Exactly. Oh yeah, not objectified at all. Look at all that intellect.
Yeah.
There you go. She's got a gun to her head, right? It's just making her do this.
Yeah, exactly.
Under duress.
Now, okay, just like any 5-second video that's out onto the context there is lacking. I completely see the other side of the context is lacking on that, so it is hard to see the situation. But at the same time, like it's not like she was, you know what I mean? She was laughing, smiling. I mean, it could have been with a boyfriend. You never know.
Yeah, exactly. Probably was. I mean, she's just having a light moment. Probably just hey, it's a big goof. I'm just gonna take my shirt off and whatnot. Show you my titties. Like it's just kind of and that's the thing. I don't blame her for doing this. I'm like, that's perfectly fine. But you give up your right to go, I feel objectified.
Yeah, it's the fucking hypocrisy. It's like, dude, like you got to where you are because of your looks. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Sorry to be that blatant about it, but that's what happened.
Yeah.
And for you to say that you were objectified in the show, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You knew what you were signing up for right there. I mean, it's like, it's a, if you want to look at it as a means to an end, I mean, to bigger and better things where you're appreciated for more, intellectual things. Then, yeah, by all means, more power to you and whatnot. But yeah, no one was putting a gun to your head, making you apply for that job and take that job.
Yeah.
So stop feeling sorry for yourself. I mean, it's annoying as hell. And yeah, it just shows just how spoiled so many people, some people are.
Yeah. And it's like, now aren't you royalty?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This look what this led you, I mean,
so objectification of you got you into the monarchy.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. It wasn't your knowledge of a particle accelerator that got, got you Harry and, into the royal family and whatnot. It's good to know that stuff if you want. I mean, if you want to, treasure that kind of knowledge and love that stuff about yourself the most. By all means, that's perfectly fine. If you want people to think of you as an intellectual and whatnot, but that means like you don't get to go on a game show and get hired purely because you're hot and then go and then call them out like, oh, you're objectifying me. Like, that's it. That's the job.
Yeah. What do you think your intellect is anything like more than like, are you smarter than a fifth grader? Like, really?
Yeah, exactly. Did you ever see Schwarzenegger when he won Mr. Olympia? Did he go, you know what? They're only appreciating me for my big biceps and my big traps and my quads. Oh my God. Nobody told me that they're going to appreciate it. They should have been asking me about, my understanding of the economy in Bolivia. Like, no, Schwarzenegger was like, I know why I'm here. I know why I got these big fucking 24-inch pythons.
Yeah, exactly. And you hear him talk, and it's like, Jesus Christ. He's like Mike Tyson. Like Mike Tyson beat the shit out of people, and then you fucking hear him talk, and it sounds like you stepped on a fucking dog's toy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so we're not now. that we've known and loved Mike Tyson because of who he is, and then he starts talking, and now it's funny, and then we want to hear him talk. For one thing, it's funny, and for the stories that he fucking tells.
Sure, sure. Yep, exactly. Yeah,
it's like it's like like any of the Fox News girls, fucking Meghan Kelly, or any of they were obviously hired because they were attractive.
Right.
And then once Meghan Kelly started speaking, and you kind of hear her points and stuff, you're like, oh, okay, she has some intelligent, points of view, and then that morphs, but you get in the door because of a certain thing.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't hire her just because of her looks, but that's like she had to be hot, but then she also had to have an intellect. I mean, like Meghan Kelly was a lawyer before she she was a broadcaster.
Yeah.
Or some of the other ones that are on there too, like Martha McCallum and whatnot. Like, at the very least, they have to be attractive.
Yeah.
I think those women are intelligent enough to know, like, okay, we know this is part of the equation. We have to be easy on the eyes.
Yeah.
We can't have Janet Reno up here giving you your nightly news,
Will Ferrell?
Yeah, exactly.
The Janet Reno's dance party. Yes.
Dude, it's just one of those things where it's like, does it suck to a point that is our society? Yes, but there's also other points of society that suck as well, but it's just the reality that we live in. This is our truth.
Right. Yeah, it applies to dudes too. I mean, like a guy could get cut, he could get ripped, he could get shredded, and he's going to get a job because of that. He can go out there and look for a job where that's like a prime prerequisite to get the job.
Yep.
It's not just a woman thing, right?
Yeah.
Men can put themselves in that position too, and there's always going to be people that are going to seize on that, like, hey Van, what the hell? Wow, you finally got up off the couch and you took some creatine, you went out there, you got shredded, and we're gonna use you for to be an underwear model or something like that. That's never going to happen, but that's an example of like dudes can put themselves in that situation, too. And I mean, I think Meghan Markle, her complaint is like a perfect example. Like we live in too soft of times, right? Like we're not in a major war. No one's getting drafted. We don't have anybody invading us yet. And so it gives people time to think about like, oh man, my life is too cushy. I want to feel like I'm fighting for some struggle. I want to feel like I'm more important than I really am. And so they seize on stupid, trivial bullshit like this, like, I'm objectified because I was in a game show.
You were on a game show, bitch.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like that's not even talking about man or woman. You were on a television show.
Exactly. A game show. Yeah. We were talking about it earlier. Like, Joe Biden talking about that woman that's got 3 kids and she doesn't know how she's going to put food on the table and pay her rent. Like, I bet that girl would love to have a fucking stint on Deal or No Deal, being objectified for, that kind of moolah that I'm sure Meghan was making. So recognize. That's all I'm saying is recognize, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, there's all this, healthy at all sizes or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But you're not doing that with men. It's only women,
right?
Because I mean, if you look at like, I forgot exactly what it was. I was trying to find the picture. I thought I shared it, but it was talking about it was showing this thing where it said like where it showed like ads for like underwear, or it was like some whatever, and the top line was all women, and it was different sized women. Like there was some fucking fat asses, there was some skinny ones, it was like medium sized, you know what I mean?
Right.
It was and then underneath, all the dudes that were modeling the boxers, they were all cut. They were like, so what are we doing here?
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's pandering is all it is. It's pandering. People don't want to feel like they're being mean, right?
Yeah.
They don't, yeah. It's like, well, you don't have to be mean. You can be objective and tell people in a civil way, in a polite way, like, hey, you know what? You're on a direct highway to type 2 diabetes.
Yeah.
All right. You're not going to live to be 60. All right. So you need to thin down and eat healthier and whatnot. Don't call them, hey, fat ass, hey, Lardo.
And sometimes that works too.
Fat shaming does sometimes work. It does.
Hey, you know what? Like, okay, so you know the whole Sober October thing, right?
No.
With Joe Rogan and all them. So
Isn't Tom Segura doing that too?
It's Sober October is Joe Rogan, Tom Segura, Bert Kreischer, and Ari Shaffir.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
And the reason why that started was because Tom and Joe and Ari were all like talking about how Bert drinks so much and he's fat. And they were like, we should do Sober October and then do a competition of like a workout competition. So the whole month of October, no drinking, no drugs, nothing like that. And then there's a competition of doing this exercise. Or like one year it was doing 15 hot yoga classes in the 30 days. Mm-hmm. Another one was they wore these like Whoop wristbands. It was kind of like a Fitbit almost, but like it measured your heart rate and you had to stay in a certain level during your workout to where it would give you a certain amount of points. Like, and so whoever won that month, then they would, everyone else would pay for them to do something, whatever. And so the reason why they do that is because they were fucking fat shaming Bert.
Oh, sure. Right. Yeah, exactly.
And
it sounds like it was productive. Yeah.
Yeah. He got skinny. There was some productive at it. They made a shit ton of money of it because of promote, whatever. So it's like it's not, I think shame and shaming, getting rid of all of that means that we don't have any shame in our society. So everyone thinks everyone's fucking perfect.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we need more shame. I mean, shame went out the window and we're seeing the after effects of that.
Yeah.
I mean, because people don't know not to do the fucked up shit that they do. Uh-huh. And if there was shame, where they were literally like, okay, I did this thing and everybody's shaming me.
Yeah.
What the hell? Okay, I better not do that anymore. But now there's no one. They're not seeing anybody shame them. They're not looking around like people are shaming me. They're looking around going, oh, people are telling me to do it again, but do it on TikTok this time. Okay, it's
Or anyone that does shame me is called some sort of phobic because of whatever. And it's like, no, I'm not scared.
Right.
Like, I'm scared of spiders. Yeah, arachnophobic. I'm good with that. Whatever snake phobic is. Yep. Yeah. Like that. I don't like bears. They're probably gonna scare the shit out of me. I'm bear phobic. Mm-hmm. Yeah, cool. Am I fat phobic? Am I scared of them? No. If I'm not able to outrun them anywhere and they're above me and gonna fall, that scares me.
Exactly.
Because they're gonna fucking crush my ass.
They're gonna crush your ass. What the hell? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It could be like a George Foreman grill on your ass, like what the hell?
It's like I'm situationally fat phobic.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
There's situations of it. If I'm in a 2 words, shame on you. It's like if I'm in an eating contest, yes, I'm fat phobic because I'm scared I'm going to lose.
Right. Yeah, you're fat phobic to the point where your own mortality is at risk.
Yeah, exactly. It's like. Am I homophobic if I'm in an alley with 4 gay dudes that are bigger than me that I think my asshole is in danger? Yeah.
Yeah.
Phobic
you're legitimately scared of them. Right. Exactly.
But I'm not, I don't do what you do in your own room. Like I think it was Ted Nugent said something like, he said something like, I'm not scared of gay people. Do what you do. Just don't get that shit on me. Like,
right. Exactly. Yeah. You're not scared of gay people. I mean, it's, you're not scared of them. Like, let's say like Joe Biden is scared of any women that are over the age of 18. I mean, you're not scared of them. I mean, but they use that phobic because it sounds scary, right?
Yeah.
It sounds impactful.
Joe Biden and fucking a bike.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like quivers in fear,
Yeah. He's like,
oh my god, Schwinn was a bad dude. Oh yeah. I get on that bike anymore. He does that creepy whisper. He does. And I showed that bike to his boss.
Yeah, exactly.
And the little girl was riding it.
You know the thing.
Yeah. No, I'm serious, man. I'm serious. All right, come on, Jack. Here. Like when he says he's serious, like that's how you know he's not serious.
Yeah, he's like, no, I'm serious.
I'm not joking, man. I'm not joking.
No one thought you were joking. No one protested anything you were saying.
Exactly.
Oh my god,
I love it. I love the Bidenisms. Yeah,
okay, so I think because we've been a little over 2 hours. I think, okay, we can either finish it up with with Marvel, Star Wars, or we can talk about House of the Dragon.
Oh man, my vote goes to House of the Dragon, man. I love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
Hot D, baby. Hot D.
I didn't even think about it. That's good.
Hot D.
If you take out the T for though, it's just House of Dragon. It's like half Hodor. So that's kind of funny too.
It's like a house full of guys with big log cocks. House of Dragon, you know.
They're all Vagars. Fucking no. I think we should save Star Wars and Marvel for when Shawn is here, just to annoy him.
Just annoy the shit out of him. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Dedicate a whole episode to those two, right? Yeah.
So we just see that face because that one's my favorite.
Yeah. And then we talk about how annoying he is. You can put story time up there. So
yeah, exactly. And the only reason why we're talking about this right now is because you have not been in this comment section, because I know you're going to watch this later, and you have not been in here once. Van and I were both in when you were doing yours. So I'm just saying.
Oh yeah. Well, he's got his toes in the sand, a margarita in his hand. So he's. Let's start. Is that what did you say? Star Wars?
Are you making fun of me? Because that's what I said on Twitter. I said we're going to be talking about Star Wars. I noticed that later, and I was like, God damn.
It's like a reality show about like startups and shit,
Yeah, exactly. It's wasn't that Ben Affleck and Matt Damon did the green light or whatever that show
Project Green Light,
yeah, Project Green Light. Is that Star Wars is like the new version?
Star Wars, yeah, the gayest wars out there, Star Wars.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so I think that last episode, wait, what? Trevor, your wedding ring is a Star Wars space battle? That's pretty fucking cool. That is awesome.
Really? What's is it like one of the Death Star space battles? Is it one of those, or is it?
Oh no, autocorrect. Oh, you didn't mean to say Star Wars. Awesome. Yeah, is it the trench? That's what I would think, because I mean the trench is kind of that like little straight line kind of thing.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Whenever you comment back in that, we'll get to that.
Yeah,
that's fucking
inquiring
cool.
minds want to know.
Yeah, but okay, Trevor, have you seen House of the Dragon? Have you seen all of it yet? Because if not, we're spoiling it.
Spoiler warning. Spoiler warning.
Alert. Where do I have that up? Do I? No.
Yeah. Like a lame 80s metal band. Spoiler warning.
Yeah. I'll DM you a message with a photo. Sweet. All right. But yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah, it was a great episode.
Okay, so Trevor's out. Thank you very much, sir, for being a part of it and being in on the comment section.
Absolutely.
Always appreciated.
Absolutely.
All right. So I thought, what'd you think about this season?
I was pleasantly surprised. In a weird way, Game of Thrones season 8 being so shitty kind of served to lower expectations for House of the Dragon. And so it did a service to anybody who wanted to watch House of the Dragon, because a lot of people just assumed House of the Dragon season 1 was going to suck, right? It was going to blow goats. And then they went into it, and it's like, halfway through the season, probably even before that, I was loving it. I loved it. Yeah. I mean, I loved it. One of the things that I like about it is the serious tone that they give it. The dramatic stakes that they present for you. And I like the hard edge.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Rhaenyra, young Rhaenyra, annoyed the fuck out of me.
Oh yeah,
annoyed the fuck out of me.
She's pretty precocious, and
yeah. Okay, there is one meme that I have to find that I found that is absolutely fucking hilarious, and I'm glad that because my wife has been a little far behind me on on Game of Thrones and all that stuff, so I'm like rewatching it with her. So I'm like noticing little things and seeing, when you rewatch something, you're like, oh, they set that up then, and you know what I mean, and all that shit.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is. Okay, good God. Okay, awesome. Let me see. Let me get my Bluetooth.
Yeah.
And then, I found this meme when I after I had watched it, and it was after Rhaenyra, was the after the first time jump,
right?
So I didn't go back to it and watch it, and I'm like, oh no, this is absolutely true. Hold on, let me see. Stop screen. Let me share this one. Okay, have you seen this?
That's perfect.
Dude, I can't. I cannot look at her without being like, that's a baby goat, baby lamb, whatever.
Yeah, she's got a distinctive jawline there, that's for sure. So yeah, that bone structure on her is definitely one of a kind.
Yeah, and it just makes me. I think of her as a fucking lamb now, and it's just annoying to me now.
But, yeah. I think they did a good job at like making her somewhat sympathetic. I mean, they also did a good job of making her look like or showing her flaws, right? Because when she outright lies to Alicent about her and Damon going out and hitting up the local flea bottom Hooters or the flea bottom, the whore house, whore. And basically she would have got it on with Damon, but Damon like backed off because he was like, "All right, you're young. I don't want to be like the one to take your maidenhead, as they call it on the show."
Yeah, and they
backed off.
Set it up for what happens later, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, exactly. But when Alicent, I think wasn't she asking her like, "Hey, were you out there with Damon?" And then Rhaenyra just outright said, "No, I wasn't even out with Damon." That was a lie right there. So that part showed that Rhaenyra had flaws and she would lie with the best of them. She was kind of sleazy that way.
Yeah.
But then the genius of the show is it starts, at least for me, it made me start empathizing with her and feeling like she was endangered, right? Because she's like, the other team, like Team Green, has to kill her and her kids off.
Yeah,
in order to survive, because they think that Team Black, Rhaenyra's side, is going to kill them. And
it's that they switch allegiances throughout the show. Like you don't like Damon at first because he's the fucking rogue brother, right?
Yeah.
But then it switches because he's protecting Rhaenyra, who you didn't like at first, or you kind of liked but that didn't like, and then it like switches everyone. The only one that I fucking liked really the whole time was fucking Viserys.
Oh yeah, exactly. King Viserys, Paddy Considine. Yeah,
there were a couple of things that were a little weird, like his decision to try and he wanted a son so bad that he basically like killed his wife.
Right? Yeah,
that was fucked up. But but the fact that he didn't want to marry a fucking like 12-year-old.
Yeah, that was a feather in the cap to him. Yeah, a tip of the cap to him. For that.
And then when he's all drunk at that celebration, we just watched the episode 3, so we just watched like the ceremony or like the whatever for his
the hunting party or whatever it was.
Yeah, exactly. And then someone came up and was trying to talk about Aegon like being married already, being betrothed to someone, and he's like, he's 2.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the hand. Yeah, Otto Hightower went up there. Was like, yeah, you should marry him. Yeah,
Otto is like, to me, like a Baelish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you like him because he's fucking shitty.
Yeah, right. Exactly. He's like, he's got a head on his shoulders. He's calculating. He's intelligent, obviously.
Yeah.
But he's so self-serving. Everything is all about him. I mean, he would throw his grandmother over a cliff, if it benefited him. And he disguises it as he's concerned for the realm. He's always about the realm. I'm protecting the realm. No, fuck you. You're protecting Otto Hightower. Is
like
what you're trying to do.
So it's kind of like a Baelish and also a little Varys ish. You know what I mean? Because Varys did a lot of shit like that, and he was very calculating and behind the scenes and like making his moves.
Yeah, and a little Roose Bolton there too, because Roose Bolton was on the side of the Starks. And then he was like, yeah, but the Lannisters are going to give me all this money to turn on the Starks and help, facilitate the Red Wedding and whatnot. So he was doing it for his own ends, like Baelish, like Littlefinger, and they all got their comeuppance. Roose gets killed by his own fucking son. Yeah. Varys gets, flame roasted and Baelish gets his throat cut by
and I do also like I do also like what they did with Damon, where he was very where he was very what's it called? Kind of defiant against Viserys.
Yeah, he didn't give a shit, right? Yeah, exactly. He was
Like,
he
when
didn't
he
have any
finally
time for
got
his.
that-
Yeah, he didn't have time for his bullshit.
Yeah,
he
that,
called
and
it
then,
bullshit.
but then also when he was very defiant against Viserys because he was still pissed off about not getting, not being the heir,
Not being the heir,
or,
right? Yeah,
or not being the next in line or whatever, and Rhaenyra getting it. So at the first little while, he's against him, and even to the point where when he's fighting in the Stepstones, then he gets a letter saying that Viserys is going to send troops, and then he's like, nah, I'm gonna do that shit myself.
Yeah. Not before he beats the fuck out of the guy that was the messenger, right? That delivered the letter. He was so pissed off, he just beats the shit out of him. Yeah. So
yeah. Okay. So real quick, I got the DM from Trevor. Let's see real quick.
Let's see this shit.
So here is. Oh, that's cool.
Oh, fuck yeah. Look at that.
That's awesome.
Destroyers.
Yeah, dude.
Star Destroyers.
Oh, there's Death Star.
There's
that's fucking cool.
Yeah, that's badass.
I like that.
Star Destroyers are protecting the Death Star.
Yeah, no, that's fucking cool.
Tip of the cap to you, Trevor. Yeah,
yeah, buddy. He's not listening right now because we're talking about House of the Dragon.
Oh yeah.
So, maybe he'll catch this later.
True. Good point.
but yeah, no, I liked that, and then fucking Laris or whatever his name is.
Oh yeah.
Fucking good old Footman.
Clubfoot. Oh yeah, club fetish. Or foot fetish.
Yeah, someone kept saying that if instead of Otto, he would be the foot of the king. And
oh yeah,
dude, so great. That and I think there was something else too. Someone was saying like, you guys are like, you guys are okay with incest, but then there's a foot fetish scene. And y'all are up in arms about it. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of true.
Yeah. I wouldn't say I'm up in arms at it. I just like, that's interesting. All right. Yeah.
It was just gross.
Yeah,
feet are gross to me.
Yeah.
So I'm like the exact opposite of a foot fetishist.
Right. Yeah. I think I was shocked that Alicent was down for it. And I guess the implication is that he slowly kind of like, warmed her up to the idea over years and that kind of thing. And then eventually she was like, okay, all right. She's pragmatic about it. She's like, okay, if all I got to do is show this sick freak my feet and he's going to serve me all kinds of good information.
Yeah.
I still feel like I'm winning in that trade-off. So.
Dude, you know what? I want to see that conversation because obviously Alicent, like what led to that? Because obviously Alicent is, she's like, a follower of the Seven, right? And she's very, religious and all that stuff. So what conversation happened where he's like, well, I'll give you information if you let me fuck you. Well, no, I can't do that. I mean, I'm married, I'm the queen and, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Well, show me your titties. That's nudity. I can't, I'm a very religious, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Show me your feet.
Right.
Okay.
Right,
I can do that.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Or maybe he did the yes ladder, right? You ask him questions, that's always, do you like cookies? Yes. Do you like puppy dogs? Yes. Will you let me see your feet? Yes.
Exactly. I just want to see that progression. But no, I think and then Kristen Cole is an interesting character too, because he again, how this show switches out your allegiances and who you like and don't like. Like he was awesome at first.
Yeah.
And then when he fucking just literally beat that dude's face in.
Oh fuck yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
When he did that, I was like, oh my God. Like I didn't not like him for that. I was almost like, oh, that's fucking awesome. And then the next episode's a time jump and it's like, whoa, what the fuck?
Right.
Like completely switched.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, it shows you like how warped Westeros in this world can make people. Because he was like this honorable, he's protector of the realm. He's all about duty, and I said duty. So yeah.
That's why you fit on this fucking network, dude.
Duty. But yeah, so he was like all about service, right, and serving the kingdom and doing his sworn duty, and it just all it takes is like this princess to fuck with him, and force him in a position like, okay, well, I better fuck her because what's she gonna do? She could make up some shit about me, and I get my head chopped off. And so he does the deed with her.
Wait, are you trying to say that women make up grape allegations sometimes?
No. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. So, but I'd be like, yeah. So he was afraid, like, maybe that he would, she would do something like that, and so that he starts, he's like, okay, well, I want to get my honor with her. I want to, marry her to, regain my honor for doing that. I didn't want to do it in the first place, but I was manipulated by this princess. And so I'm just a nice guy trying to do the right thing. I get manipulated. I lose my honor, which obviously he really cherished because he's so fucking pissed off enough to where he's bashed the guy's face in because he's so fucking torn up about it, so pissed off about it. And now he is what he is now. Now he's like this jaded, manipulative, like cutthroat, bloodthirsty guy that'll, and that's his arc. And it's all because he started out from a place of kindness and honor and goodness. And then he let these corrupt fucking princess warp his ass.
Yeah. And it's crazy too, because going back to that scene where after the whorehouse or whatever, and the whole situation with Damon, like he comes back and she fucks him. Yeah. And because she, obviously,
she had a lady boner. She got a lady boner. She doesn't want to waste that shit, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it's fucking weird. And then Rainey's,
yeah. The older
annoys
lady?
The fuck out of me.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Like now, and watching it back, like watching it with my wife and, watching it from, episode 1. Like I said, you just got done with episode 3. Like now watching it back, I'm like, dude, she sucked from the beginning.
Yeah, right.
Right. And I was watching Nerdrotic on the last 2 episodes, and we were talking, and they were talking about how she, with I forget her dragon's name, but popped out and fucking just murdered thousands of people.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like she just crashes right through the floor, murders thousands of people there that were forced to be there. They didn't want to necessarily be, but the City Watch was herding them in like cattle into this eventual place of their death, as it turns out.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like, it's the duality of it. It's like, okay, she doesn't have a problem with murdering thousands of common folk that didn't want to be there. They probably just wanted to go home and have a little mutton shop with their family afterwards. Why not? Yeah. But she hesitates in killing. She declines in killing this family that is literally going to try to kill her family and her daughters and her granddaughters and whatnot. And she could spare thousands of lives by incinerating these fuckheads right there in front of her.
It's like they were already going to try and kill her and her family even before she did that shit.
Right.
And now she did that shit, and now for sure they're going to do it.
Yeah, exactly. And I get, okay, like, I get why, for the purpose of the story, for the show, that she didn't do that. I just think the writers should not have put her character in that situation where she has to go, do I kill him? Do I not? She should have never been put in that situation. They should have wrote it, and Nerdrotic and those guys touch on this too, where there's another exit.
Yeah, or broke through the wall and killed a couple of the Kingsguard or something.
Right, yeah, exactly. And then she just flies away. She doesn't.
And the doors are open, and you see her flying on a dragon. And then you like cut to Alicent and Aegon and like Otto, and they're all fuck.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It still would have that same tension of like them knowing that she was going to go tell Rhaenyra. And do all that, but like it wouldn't have murdered these people. And it's like you can tell that the writers of Game of Thrones are just like, we don't care about the fucking
common folk,
little people.
Right,
exactly. And then then the next episode she goes and fucking tells Rhaenyra that it's not her war to start. Bitch, you fucking started it.
Right, exactly. But your inaction started it. I mean, that shit was going to start anyway.
It was going to start anyway, but it might have taken a couple more months, or you know what I mean, or like at least over time, because they just made Aegon king.
Yeah.
So they're probably going to take their time to set him up as king, and do all the things that whatever, and like that was the inauguration. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, he was like Biden, and he's just going to change everything.
Yeah, the hand was exaggerating about the crowd size there at the the Dragon Pit. Like
yeah, exactly. It was
There's
just
at least like 7 billion
angles.
people there. Yeah, 7 billion people. Yeah.
So are we saying Rhaenys's dragon was Trump? He was just the bull in the china shop.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
He just comes out and goes, "You're fake news."
Right, fake news. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I mean, it's like they should have never put Rhaenys in that situation there. But yeah, she had a chance, in the context of the way they wrote it. Yeah, she had a chance to like just flame broil all of them.
Yeah,
there wouldn't have been a war, and now there wouldn't have been a show, and that's why obviously they didn't have her do it. And so I think that they just did it because they wanted her to have her girl power moment.
Yeah, that's definitely what it was. Like, yes, queen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's like it's so cheap and so played out. It's almost like even like a lot of women that I talk to and feminists that I see write articles about this, like that part in Avengers Endgame at the final battle, and then they had all those female characters come together, and she's not alone, she's not by herself. I've seen like a lot of women, they've tweeted, they've written articles. I've seen a bunch of articles where they even thought that was like heavy duty pandering, and they hated it.
Yeah.
And they think it's so cringe.
I have something to say about that too, because I've always thought this. When I saw that, I was like, okay, so I know you're trying to do this like feministy like scene, right? Like girl power, whatever. I get that. But do you realize what you did? Because what you did is that you said that Captain Marvel, the quote unquote most powerful Avenger in the fucking universe, right? Needed Black Widow, who just she's awesome, but she
shoots a gun, right?
Yeah, and you know what I mean?
Martial arts,
tight leather. Like she needed that, and then Gamora, who is like super strong, obviously, like whatever, and like all these like B fucking characters,
right? The Wakanda crew and shit. So yeah,
like you need all these people. When I'm sorry, but the Scarlet Witch is to me the most badass of the fucking women characters in the MCU. But like, so you did all that, but the last 5 minutes before that was Hawkeye.
Mm-hmm.
Hawkeye was the one who was holding the gauntlet by himself and fighting off all these alien people, and he did pretty damn well. And then Black Panther fucking went and did that shit, and there was only, and then Spider-Man, like there was one dude doing all that, but then this woman needs 9 other fucking women to help her.
Right, exactly. Yeah, she needs a sisters are doing it for themselves moment.
Yeah,
for that.
That literally made her look more weak.
Right.
Know.
But can you just picture when the writers wrote that in the screenplay? They're all sitting around the writers' room table, and there's like, yeah, all right, let's pat ourselves on the back. Oh, we're so down, we're so woke. Oh man, female empowerment.
It's just such a perfect example of how like they don't think through their ideology.
Yeah, they're too busy sniffing their own asses to know not to do shit like that. I mean, it's like it belittles women. I think it makes women they make it look like they think women are like easily emotional manipulated. Can you manipulate? Anyway. So you can manipulate women emotionally, I guess is what I'm trying to stammer out.
It's like the affirmative action thing. It's like the soft bigotry of low expectations.
Yeah.
Literally what it is.
Yeah. Exactly. We don't think like you're good enough to get the best qualifications to beat out everybody. You need us
to give you extra shit.
Yeah. You need us, the white guilt crowd.
Yeah.
To prop you up, Yeah.
It's like the feminine guilt crowd. Like, that's kind of the same thing, or male guilt or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like, House of Dragon. Yeah. I liked it this season. I think that it had its weak points, but I think it had a lot more strong points than it did have weak points there.
Yeah.
I thought that I like the time jumps, because I don't see a whole lot of TV shows where they do time jumps like that. I mean, this is not the first one. Yeah, in the middle of a season, and I like the fact that it took years and years and years to get to this boiling point that we're at now, right?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It makes it seem, it makes it seem more substantive and earned.
It's like the boiling frog theory.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like that's what I felt like it was, and the thing that, and this is for me, like I said, I got obsessed, and I was like watching, other things about Game of Thrones, and like trying to find out, what the whole storyline was without really reading the books.
Yeah.
But like I went and I kind of was like looking at like what the story was for, you know, Rhaenyra and Daemon and, you know, all the son, you know, all that stuff.
Sure.
And so I knew what was going to happen with the dragon and with, it was Lucerys or just, it was Luke, right?
Luke was a short name for Lucerys.
Yeah. He was the dragon munchies. at the end, he was
appetizer.
He was the fucking Funyun. Like I knew that was going to happen. So I was just like waiting for how they were going to set that up. And then that whole last episode, I was like, are they going to fucking do that at the end of this like season? Is that going to be the end thing? Or are they going to come back with it? That's going to be the first thing.
Right.
You know, because when you watch the end of that, you watch, you know, Daemon fly off his way, Lucerys go one way and Jacaerys go the other way. So I was like, who are they going to follow?
Right.
You know, are they going to follow, you know, Jacaerys up, you know, to Winterfell and do all that? But obviously that's going to be, I'm guessing that's going to be the first part of next season. So I just didn't know where they're going to go with it. And the thing that kind of bugged me too, is after watching the stuff that happened in the books, like, you know, watch the kind of, you know, brief overview, was that they made Rhaenyra look like she was not brutal. They gave her that, you know, sympathetic side when she wasn't. Yeah. Like the way she's written in the book, she is brutal as fuck. She did not have this like, no, let's wait and like try and be like her dad, the Viserys thing. Like say like, no, talk it out.
Yeah, in the book, isn't she basically the way Daemon is in this show?
Yeah,
where Daemon's like he wants to go to war right now. Yeah, yeah.
It's like so that thing, I thought that was more of like a, you know, oh yeah, look at fucking Rhaenyra, she's the sensible one.
Oh yeah, right there you go.
It's like
me, I'm all that and a bag of chips. Yeah,
it's like you know, they're trying to say that, you know, oh, women can lead, they're better, you know, blah blah. It's like
it's men that want to start the war. It's
like if you're really looking at that, it's just like the whole Marvel thing, you know, in Avengers. It's the same exact thing. It's like you're saying that women are better at leading, but the only examples that we have of women leading in this show, in this universe, are Cersei and Daenerys.
Right. Yeah, think about like what characters have the biggest body count in Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon. Well, Daenerys and Rhaenys.
Yeah.
Rhaenys.
Yeah.
You know, like the last time I checked, it's not dudes that have the biggest body count.
Yeah, and I mean,
show.
And Cersei, she fucking blew up the house of
Septa Baelor. She blew up the Septa Baelor. Yeah, exactly.
And then if you really want to say it, like you can say like she shares like half the blame for all the stuff that Daenerys did because she invited all those people in.
Exactly. And you know, that's fine to have those characters be that way and have them have the body count, but yeah, don't do the whole like, well, we need women in this universe to be the voice of reason and contemplative and keep us out of, you know, this reckless war and shit like that. One thing I want to mention here about House of the Dragon is one thing that's both fascinating but frustrating is how all this stuff, how the plot progressed. It seems like the plot progressed off of like some of the stupidest like misunderstandings and that kind of thing, or the little contrivances. Like the fact that Rhaenyra got named heir was based off of this of Daemon mouthing off about the king's son dying and
heir for a day or whatever.
Yeah, the heir for a day and whatnot. So then that leads to Viserys naming Rhaenyra the heir, and that starts off this whole thing, right?
Yeah,
she's the heir, and then Viserys has to marry somebody because that's his duty. Well, then if he's going to marry somebody, he's going to have kids.
Yeah,
and then now you've set off that dynamic where Viserys has kids, and the kingdom is going to want a boy child to be the heir, and not the girl and whatnot. Yeah. So that's like one frustrating thing. And then later on, so it seems like right before episode 10, it seems like, right before episode 9, it seems like everything's gonna, like, they have the dinner and things like it looks like everything's gonna work out.
Which I thought that was a great scene.
Yeah, Alicent and Rhaenyra are holding hands, like, I'll be back pretty soon and we can talk. I'll be back on Dragonback. Our families need to reconcile.
Yeah.
And then later on that night when Viserys is dying, Alicent misunderstands his retelling of the prophecy of Song of Ice and Fire and him mentioning Aegon, and she takes him mentioning Aegon as oh, well, he wants Aegon to rule.
Mm-hmm.
So then that like, okay, so a peace between the families, that's all out the window now. Just when we thought we were going to get that. And it's all because of these stupid misunderstandings, you know?
Yeah. And then they try and have it be where Alicent is, you know, again, not as brutal. And it's like, no, she, like, if you go back to the original story, she is the reason. She is the head of the craziness. Like, she's the one who installed him. It wasn't fucking Otto doing shit behind the back. You know what I mean? All that shit. Like, yeah, I mean, Otto was, you know, is a fucked up dude and, you know, and whatever. And he put her in that position when she was like fucking 15 or whatever, trying to marry the king. And that was fucking weird. But like, you know, at the same time, like it was her that was, you know, leading this charge of I want Aegon, you know, to be, you know, to be king. And so, like, again, the girl power, fucking, you know, whatever.
Right.
It just making them seem more, you know, more sympathetic when it's like, dude, like Alicent and Rhaenyra are like basically dudes.
Yeah. Well, Alicent is, I will say there is a sympathetic part to Alicent because I think before her dad kept convincing her like, oh, you got to fight for Aegon to be the king. Otherwise they're going to kill your kids. You got to, before she was hearing that, she was like, just, you know, have kids with Viserys and, you know, Rhaenyra is going to eventually be the heir and, you know, me and Viserys will just say like, she was like, she was impartial to it.
Pathetic towards Rhaenyra, you know?
Yeah, right, exactly. And then all of a sudden, Otto Hightower, her dad, gets in her ear like, you can't be so apathetic about this. You can't just like, you know, whatever happens. You can't be that way. And so I think that got her on that track of, all right, Aegon's got to be the heir no matter what. We got to like, they're going to kill us. And then that in combination with the fact that she knew that Rhaenyra's kids weren't, you know, weren't a part of the bloodline, and they were really, you know, Lionel Strong's kid, the Strong boys.
That scene was fucking great when the brother of the sea snake or whatever, forget his fucking name.
Oh yeah,
dude,
Vaemond.
Yeah, dude, that scene was fucking great. And he's like, say it.
Yeah, exactly. Say it.
Like that was everyone watching it. Everyone was like, fucking say it. Like,
then they turn him into a South Park puppet.
Exactly.
And it was like, blame Canada.
Well, I mean, you know, Rhaenyra is kind of an uncle fucker.
Exactly. Yes.
No, but that was great. And then he can keep his tongue. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, no, that was like a mic drop right there, man. It was like classic diss.
Yeah, dude, fucking so great.
Keep his tongue.
No, and then the painted table, that effect.
Oh yeah,
that was fucking awesome.
You know, someone's making those right now. I'm gonna sell them for like $50,000 and shit. You know,
I want one.
Yeah. I want one too. Yeah.
Dude, I want that to be our fucking podcast table.
Oh, dude. Fuck yeah.
Dude, that'd be so
they wouldn't tune in for us. They tune in for the table. You know?
Yeah, exactly. They're like, can you all shut up and just do like an overhead view?
Yeah.
Like that's all we want.
Exactly. With everyone would be like Gollum staring at the ring. You know, they'd be staring at it. My precious, look at that table. And anyone even hear what they're saying? It's like,
yeah, exactly.
My precious table.
Sound like fucking Charlie Brown teacher and shit.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So, but I want that table. I fucking want that table.
Yeah,
and
dude.
It pisses me off. Like, there's some rich dudes out there that they can afford that table. They can just, they can just like get on to some fucking website tomorrow. They could get that table without even batting a fucking eye and shit. So,
well, I heard the wife come home, so I'm gonna go.
Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, and get some food, and then probably watch episode 4, which I don't think the time jump the bigger time jump happens yet.
Yeah,
because I think it was like 10 years, something like that.
Yeah, because that's the episode after they go on the hunting party, right? And then and then they fast forward. Oh yeah, because that's the one where you first see Rhaenyra, and she's giving birth, and that's the first time you see like the older Rhaenyra.
No, I think episode 4 is when they go to the whorehouse stuff. I think that's what it is.
So it's episode 5 where we first see.
I think 6 is actually the first time jump, and then 8 is the next one.
Gotcha.
Because I was like trying to read through because you know we're watching it back, and she was asking like, oh, you know, when's the time jump? Because I told her about that, and I was like, it's in, you know. But
and
then
I do like how they say they give you like little clues like how long it's been.
Yeah.
Like Rainey said, it's been 6 long years and my husband has left me. And then I think that episode before that, they say like they're at the weirwood tree and they're talking about, like, it's been 12 years or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I think the first time jump was 10 years.
10 years, okay.
You know, because Lenore is saying, I've done my duty for 10 years, and whatever. Which
sure.
That was kind of a crazy situation too.
Oh fuck yeah, yeah, exactly. He's acting like he's suffering. Like, dude, you've been drinking the finest wines, living in the fucking Red Keep,
fucking any dude you want.
Yeah, getting nailed by the prime cock in the whole fucking kingdom.
Yeah, exactly. You get that grade A sausage,
the primo Pinot, the primo Pinot. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think it's but I mean, it does suck that we have to wait so long for the next.
Oh yeah, I hope it's not 2 years. I keep hearing like, well, it's not going to be 2 years. It's going to be like 9 months and whatnot. I'll believe it when I see it. But
yeah, well, but I mean, also it is October when it ended. So I mean, you think about it. I mean, that it is going to be the end of 2023, but then it could just be a couple more months and early.
They'll do like the jump from Game of Thrones season 7 to Game of Thrones season 8 because. Yeah, Game of Thrones season 7 was like ended in 2017, and then season 8 didn't come out until 2019. So there's a whole year of 2018 where there's no Game of Thrones.
Yeah, and it's like I'm so glad that I didn't watch it when it was coming out because I would have been like, I waited this long for this shit. Like, did you watch it as it was like?
2011. When it first came out, because it came out in April of 2011. I watched the very first episode, and I did not have high. I did not have high expectations for it because I just moved into a new place and I got the free HBO for like 6 months.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, hey, I like swords and dragons and shit. Well, they didn't have the dragons, but swords and knights and shit like that. I like that kind of shit. So I watched it because I thought like the title of it and the font and the presentation was kind of stupid, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I started watching the show and I'm like, holy fuck. And it was slow at first, but then.
Dude, that first episode is good. It sets up so much shit.
Oh yeah, you see the White Walkers in the very first episode. I mean,
the first scene.
Yeah,
like it's so funny about that show too because like I didn't watch it when when it was coming on, when it first came on or whatever. I wasn't like watching it every week and whatever. But like so many of my friends, it was when I was in Austin, and so many of my friends were like, "Oh, this show's great," and whatever. Like, all right, cool. So I'll watch it, and I think I've said the story before, but I was a fucking stoner back then. So I'd be like, oh, it's a story about fucking dragons and knights and war and all this. I'm going to get fucking super baked. Yeah. So I'd get super baked and I'd watch that first fucking episode. And I watched that first episode like at least 6 times with falling asleep 3/4 of the way in because it was just so high.
Yeah.
And then when I started watching it for real, like this last time after talking to you guys, like I watched it and I was like, dude, I've seen this first season before. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and like everything up to when Stark gets his head cut off, I had watched all of that before. And as I'm watching, I'm like, dude, I've seen this shit. Like, dude, how fucking high was I?
Fuck.
Yeah, exactly. And then
that was some good shit. What the hell? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Jesus. And then my tolerance used to be fucking through the roof. But yeah, like, and then after the episode after he got his head cut off, like episode 10 or whatever.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen that. So obviously in my high stupor, I had been like, fuck this show. They fucking killed that dude. Like,
right.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That was monumental with that show. Yeah. It was like, cause you hadn't seen too many shows like kill off the main character. I mean, he was the main character. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, then you got to think it's Sean Bean. So, I mean, he's gonna, die. So,
yeah, that's his MO, right? Yeah, that's his lot in movies right there. It's like, yeah, he's got to be heroic and then they kill him off. So
yeah, exactly. I don't know, but with all that, I'm sure we'll break it down even more and have Sean and his thoughts and everything once we do because we'll do. I think what we'll do is all 3 of us do like a Game of Thrones episode like we do with Stranger Things, and then also we could probably split it apart and do just a House of the Dragon 1 too.
I think each show deserves its own show, just in my humble opinion. That's my take on it. But
oh yeah, maybe we'll do like a Wednesday episode where we go about as long. I think this might be our longest episode. Jesus,
damn.
I know. But
we're having fun.
Yeah, dude. Just just talking about shit, talking about, fucking dumb sovereign citizens.
Talking about our feelings.
It
goes by so fast. Oh, man.
Feelings don't care about your fat.
Oh, my God. I'm going to go make cupcakes.
All right. Well, thank you all for tuning in to the Whiskey Capitalist podcast. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and follow, comment below to help out with the algorithm. Also, make sure you check out solo.to/thewhiskeycapitalist to find all of our links and how to stay in touch with us. Go to bit.ly/thewhiskeycapitalist merch for all of our merch. And then if you would like any digital design or anything like that, go to solo.to/tildeathstudios. I can get some stuff done for you. Me and my wife, we just released a new episode of the podcast today, talking more about the vacation and, talking about that. We watched some funny ass videos and stuff. And go to solo.to/the Til Death Podcast for all of that. Go to solo.to/I'm Shawn Cav for all the links for him and the new show. It's going to be Sippin with Shawn. It's going to be on the network here once he gets back. We'll be doing that. And check out Movies MERICA if you want to explain a little bit about what you're doing with that and what's going on.
Yeah, you bet. So moviesmerica.com. That's a website where I have all my Movies MERICA podcast episodes where I review movies. Movies MERICA is the home where movie reviews meet ice cold brews. Okay, so it's not just your typical movie review podcast. I'm down in brews at the same time. I'm reviewing
them. Spicy at the end, then, right?
Yeah, yes, exactly. I get a little funny, a little silly at the end, off of one beer because I'm such a lightweight.
Yeah, exactly.
Right there. But check out my latest episode. It's about Fright Night, the good Fright Night back in 1985.
Cool.
Right there, the classic vampire movie. So yeah, it's on moviesmerica.com and then on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio,
Spotify, all that shit.
Spotify, all that stuff right there. So then I'm on social media, obviously Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
Hell yeah. Also check out Til Death Pod Network on Twitter. It's what this whole thing is that's going on. So we're gonna have the Til Death Podcast with me and my wife. We have this right here, the Whiskey Capitalist Podcast. We're gonna have Shawn's solo show, Sippin with Shawn, and then we're gonna have Movies MERICA all on the same network. And it should be we should have all a bunch of new content coming out every week. I'm gonna do all the backlogged episodes for Movies MERICA, put some, because it's all audio podcasts, so we're going to be doing like some visuals and stuff like that for it, and we'll be doing all that. It's the end of the year, so it's Christmas, Thanksgiving, all that stuff, so we're going to get out as much as we can here, and then the start of the next year it's going to be every week. All the content is going to be going strong. But with that, we are where are our banners? There we go.
There we go.
My names. I don't think we've had that up the whole time. I think Shawn turns those off and then they never come back on by themselves.
Shawn,
asshole. I mean, I love you. You're great. But yeah, I think we're all good to go. Thank you guys for tuning in, and yes, we'll catch you on Monday. No Twitter Spaces for the foreseeable future. We're just gonna wait until we get a little bit bigger of an audience, because then it's just the me, Shawn, and movies here, which we're funny, but we'd like a broader conversation. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we're gonna hold off on those for a little while, and just do like an extended live stream on Mondays. So but with that, we'll catch you next time, guys. See you later. Peace.